Well, hello to anybody who's here. I see it says 5 in the chat so far. So, hey, Nevaeh. Hope all is well. Hey, Blue Steel. What's going on? This was very kind of impromptu. I really didn't announce this, or it's just I've been getting hammered with emails and texts and private comments and all this crap. So, I figured why not go live with some crap. I know it's been kind of a steady flow of streams lately, well, one after another. Hello, Rebecca. Don't recognize your name, I don't think. Hey, you think I get paid for these? Unless there's super chats or anything, I think I make about 5 cents a stream. People don't realize just how little you actually make off of these things without that kind of stuff. Cash apps or super chats are like the only way, really, unless you're getting many thousands of views. Hey, Porter Farmer. I'm sure everybody's been seeing all the screaming matches going on left and right in one chat or another, and one person saying another person is going crazy, and I know, I'm just saying, Blue, there are people that really think you make a lot of money off of this. So, oh, 2-day-old account. Well, that's probably why I don't recognize them. Well, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I know, big man. Hey, is that the real Nigel? You check that for me, Nevaeh, please? Just make sure it's really him. Well, you can say yes. I still have to check. I mean, come on. Is somebody faking an account going to say no, it's not? Justice for PDF? What the hell does he need justice for? Oh, never mind. What happened to him? Duh. Sorry. Blonde moment, I guess you'd call it. Thank you for checking, Nevaeh. I can't tell you though. I mean, you know, it's funny. Is the one time that I would expect people would have been blowing up my phone would have been yesterday, and ain't nobody called me or texted me or nothing. Nobody said, "Hey, get over to slow burners." You know, nope. Not a single person. But yet, all day today, my phone has been blowing up. Just either texts or emails, whatever. It's like, what the hell? Hey, Bruce. It was actually warm today. It was like 30 degrees out. Oh, Nevaeh, I watched the replay. And, yeah, it was something else. I mean, I know you don't really care for that stuff much. It was just I had to know what went on, so I pulled it up, and it starts about an hour and 56 minutes in, and it just went nuts from there. I mean, but it was so bad. I charged my ears and tried to listen. I used closed captioning. Didn't matter. There was so much yelling over each other. It was like I didn't catch half of what was said. I really didn't. It was like I was basically judging a lot of it based on what the chat was saying. Thank goodness for chat replays. Cold 50s, yeah. Cold my ass. 50 degrees, I'd be outside in shorts and a t-shirt. The good news, though, I did hear that Chuck Bronson's channel was reinstated, which I'm happy to hear about. So, thank goodness for that, because there was really no reason for him to lose it in the first place. Oh yeah, it was bonkers, Nevaeh. I mean, and of course, I got everybody freaking texting me today. It was like, you know, especially after I had said in Stella's chat that I had watched some of the replay. That's when I really started getting the messages. Everyone's, what do you think? What do you think? Whose side are you picking? Do you think PDF was right? Do you think Asmar was right? You know, and then they started talking about the D. John stuff and, you know, AC with D. Johns, and I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I thought the D. John stuff was killed a long time ago, but apparently not. But, you know, as far as the whole PDF and Asmar thing, there, you know, don't ask me if I pick sides and all that. First off, I didn't understand half of it. So, I couldn't even tell you what the problem was for the most part because of it. You know, I don't know, Jen. That's, you know, Too Tall Rob is mad at me because the other day in Stella's chat, he had come in and he had said that Nigel, you know, did something by cop. I don't want to get struck for words or nothing, but I'm like, wait a minute, he did? He's gone? And he's like, well, go watch the video. And I'm like, you can't just answer me? Go watch the video. We went through this for like 10 minutes. I'm like, well, I'm fine. I'm not going to watch the damn video. Whatever. And he got mad. But I have no idea what's going on with Robert Bodell. I have no idea. So PDF would probably know more than me on that one. Hey, Michigan, what's up, man? My B brother, what's going on? Hope you're all right. But as far as this stuff yesterday with PDF and Asmar, the one thing that I did catch that really ticked me off was Asmar was talking to I don't even know who he was talking to at this point because everybody was talking. But he's like, oh, you humiliated Brian King. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? He didn't humiliate me. PDF has never humiliated me. He goes off on his silly little rants when he misreads something and starts yelling at me for no reason from time to time. But I just sit there and either laugh or I yell back The only difference is I'm yelling in the chat, and most of the time people don't read the damn chat. But I'm like, no, there was no humiliating going on. Now, people go back and watch the stream and read the damn chat. There was no humiliating going on. I don't know if he said that just to try to get a rise out of PDF or what, but that part was very much wrong. So, that's my view on that. As far as those two fighting with each other, whatever, the one thing, I'm trying to think, that did start in PDF's chat a couple days prior, and I was trying to tell Asmar in PDF's chat when this first started, that video that was all clipped up or whatever, I had confronted PDF about that like a year ago, because it was brought to my attention by a friend of mine, Flathead Corruption Watch, who I trust with my life. And he was like, you gotta watch this. I watched it, and I confronted PDF about it, and he told me the same thing that he's told everybody else, including Asmar. He's been saying the same thing all along. So that's all I can go by, which is that he did it to lure Mouse out. And he was right in that, Mouse would never let anybody on his panel because he knew what people were going to say, and he was always blocking them and kicking them off. So when PDF said, you know how hard it is to get Mouse on a panel, he was telling the truth. Mouse, getting him on panel and getting him, getting to confront him, we've been doing it for years. Hey, Punky. Hey, AC. But the point is, like, back when PDF confronted him or whatever, defended, whatever you want to call it, when he says he did it to lure Mouse out, in that particular case, I definitely believe it, only because I do know Mouse was very hard to lure out. He was very much on guard because how many people exposed him. So I could definitely see PDF trying to lure him out. So in that particular case, that's my view of it. So I take it or leave it, whatever you want. It is what it is. But that's how I saw it. So, but I did confront PDF when those clips were shown to me. So I also don't blame Asmar for confronting PDF. Yes, Punky, I know you don't like when people say Asmar. You prefer they say ASMR. But Asmar actually said he didn't mind being called Asmar, so that's why I got used to calling him Asmar. And if you guys didn't know this, I was amazed the other night. Punky actually got on a panel. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute, Punky gets on panels? So yeah, I'm not going to forget that one, Punky. Yeah, we know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, PDF. Asmar really should have just calmed down in that particular case and talked. But, you both are freaking hard-headed people. You both love to yell and talk over each other. You both love to go nuts and just go off on each other and other people. And so, in that perspective, you're both very similar. And I even told you that in text. You guys are very similar in that way. I mean, but as far as this particular topic, yeah, he should have just talked to you about it instead of fighting over it. You did jump the gun and start yelling at him, and then he jumped the gun yelling back at you and whatever. That's between y'all beyond that point, because I didn't catch more than half of it. So, y'all yelled over each other too damn much. I just couldn't get it. Closed captioning, nothing understood you guys. But, yes, Mouse was definitely very hard to trick and set up. He is to this day. If you guys go to Flathead Corruption Watch, he changed his name, but it still should show up. Flathead is still exposing Mouse to this day. Mouse has changed his names. He's started new channels. He is still a child offender that's out there trying to lure and trick people. So, Flathead is still doing a great job exposing Mouse. So, and if anyone ever wanted to follow up on that whole situation, it is still being dealt with now. Because it's like, the man exposed himself on live stream, and they still didn't arrest him for it with his record. So, it's ridiculous. He should not be a free man. No, Jen, I'm still I used to be pretty good with American Sign Language, but I didn't use it for a long time, and I forgot a lot of it. And I guess I'm just kind of in denial. I haven't really been refreshing my mind on it. Yeah, Rex A. Fredrickson is a danger. That guy right there, he helps Flathead expose Mouse. That's a good guy right there. So, I don't care what anybody else says. That's a good guy right there. He's done a lot to help Flathead expose Mouse. Thin blue line, I don't care. He stole enough of my ideas long ago that I really don't care. Whatever he's done, I'm hoping he's enjoying it. Yeah, I know, Booty. That's what I'm talking about. He exposed himself on frickin' live stream, and it was reported to the cops. This is a child offender. The stream was not marked for children, and they still did nothing about it. Even YouTube didn't do anything about it. So, yeah, that was ridiculous. Oh, could somebody make sure that's the real Booty word for me, please? No offense, Booty. Don't even get me started on no damn WCN and GCN, whatever. Screw that. Thank you, Punky. Yeah, I know, but I just had to make sure, man. I don't care whatever. Some people think Rebel has done this, I don't know, finding religion or whatever bull crap. All of a sudden he's a good guy now. Sorry, don't believe it, not falling for it. I'm going to be very vocal about it. What he did to people like Candace is ridiculous, and there's no forgiveness. I will not agree to that at all. I don't care whose ass he kisses. Don't care. Don't agree with it one bit. Yeah, maybe that's what PDF meant. WDRN, it was his fake radio station, Mouse's. He's still trying that, dude. He's still trying to pull that WDRN crap. Oh, really? I don't think I'm subbed to Nilla Sweden. But, people, like I said, a lot of the stuff that came up today in text and all that stuff was, you still support PDF after all this and all that and blah, blah, blah. And people, look, ask PDF yourself. Who argues with him more than anybody else? The only difference is I don't do it on panels because, frankly, I can't hear. I've got these headphones now, but I'm still getting used to them. It's still not easy for me. It's still overload. The last thing I need is frickin' PDF yelling in my damn head when I'm still getting used to hearing it all. But the fact is, I argue with PDF probably more than anybody else. He knows damn well I don't agree with him on at least half of the shit he says. And I've never hid that. I've always said it. I've always stood my ground. I've always told him when I don't agree with him on stuff, whether it's in text or in chat, whatever. Sometimes he might say something and he shuts the stream down, so I'll just text him and say, dude, that was bull. Whatever. So don't think that I run around simping for PDF or nothing like. I can't tell you There was somebody in Stella's chat, Danny something or whatever. I don't freaking know. But I don't know if he was a guy or a girl. But they kept trying to say that I suck up to PDF and I'm PDF's biggest follower. And I'm like, no, I'm not. There's plenty of people that don't question PDF. I do. If I don't agree with him, I question him. He questions me. If I say something, I said in Stella's chat, I don't believe in the whole freedom stuff. Everybody thinks, America free, land of the free, blah, blah, blah. No. Hey, KJ, sorry, I just saw your message. But, no, to me, we've always had laws, we've always had taxes, we've always had government, we've always had law enforcement, we've always had military. So it's not free. It's America, land of the American citizens. You live in American soil, you follow American law. Period. That's how I believe it. Yeah, well, PDF, he's back at it, okay? He's actually affiliated with some online radio thing now. WBOU or something that Flathead's been exposing. But, like I said, as far as the mouse thing, if you really want all the dirty details and whatnot, Rex A. Frenderson is a danger to the public's channel and Flathead's channel. Those are the two best sources online for understanding that lowlife and what's going on with him. But, as far as this whole, you don't have to text me anymore, people. I'm answering it all here and now. No, I do not kiss PDF's ass. No, I am not his biggest follower. No, I do not agree with everything he says. No, I don't run around saying that happy F the cops day stuff because I don't believe in that. I also don't believe all cops are bad. I believe most cops are good people trying to do a good job and go home. That's what I believe. PDF doesn't agree with me. He thinks I'm nuts for believing that. So, you want to know the truth. There's the truth. I can't tell you how many times he and I have gotten into knockdown, drag-out freaking arguments, 3 hours long in text, writing each other books, yelling at each other because of our views on the same subject. So, yeah, see, he says that. I don't agree. He knows how I feel about that whole situation. So, but this definitely is not going to turn into a PDF Asmar yells at each other stream. So even if I open up the panel, I'm telling people right now, you start yelling at each other over other people, I'm knocking you off. I'm not, I have a hard time hearing as it is. I cannot hear when people yell over each other, talk over each other, and I have no problem with knocking anybody off. So, see, look at what Oppressed Logic says. Other people have that view. People are entitled to their own views. You don't like it, you can yell at each other, whatever. But the bottom line is we're not all going to agree on everything all the time. So, Bruce says you're a cop, PDF. So I guess I'll open this up and let people come on. But like I said, I'm telling anybody right now, you start talking over other people or me, and I'm knocking you off no matter who you are. And you ain't coming on panel unless you show me something, because I'm not, people gonna try to porn bomb me. I'm not stupid. I know people have been dying to. I watch. I've seen it mentioned. Oh, I agree, Nevaeh. I'm tired of the manufactured crap too. I mean, people say bring receipts, bring receipts. The fact is, it is true. What's up, man? What's going on?
I'm good, Brian. I'm good, Brian. Hold on 1 second. I got to turn the YouTube off. It's creating that second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. I'm back. I'm good, man. You have Poor Dirt. What up, Poor Dirt?
What's happening? What up? What up?
Fucking Poor Dirt Farmer. Love from San Francisco. Love from San Francisco. Yes, yes. Nevertheless, always the best. What's up, Poor Dirt Farmer? Also, Brian King. Good to see you, dude. God, man.
What's
I'm
up?
glad you see you doing streams lately.
Yeah. Figured I'd bring it back a little bit and see what happens.
You guys were on about something, so I don't want to interrupt with that. So go ahead on.
Well, no,
I'll just keep.
we weren't really talking about anything. Just I was addressing all the crap that's been going on over the last few days, and that's
You know,
why I just opened up the panel.
sick, right? No, it's kind of interesting. I mean, I've said this shit for years that, but I'm not sure about the associations thing. So I'm not sure exactly how much of the different types of communities that you're attempting to influence are the same ones that I'm even talking about. You know what I mean, or referencing. So it's like at this point, I can't say that for certain it's the 1A community, but if it is in reference to the 1A, then I can simply say that yeah, there's been definitely some deflective techniques being used and some shiny minnows afoot, if you get my drift.
Oh, I definitely Punky. There you are. Welcome to the
Hey,
stream.
I came on just so you can say I was on your panel. I'm at work, so hi.
Well, thanks for stopping by, and I do appreciate it.
Yep. Stream around 2 or 3 in the morning and I can get on.
Everybody else is streaming then.
I know. Okay, I'm
I'll
going to drop
sleep.
down. I just wanted to come up and say hi.
Thank you.
You're
Greetings.
welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Exactly, PDF. Goodbye. Hello, goodbye.
But
Hello.
as you
Good. Go
were
ahead.
saying, as far as what communities I'm addressing or whatever, and when it comes to the whole quote unquote 1A thing, if you've been watching anything I've been saying lately, as far as I'm concerned, the 1A is pretty much dead, and it's been ruined by far too many people looking for money. So that's how I view it. I know PDF doesn't agree with me, but I don't really call myself. Well, first off, I don't call myself an auditor at all anymore, but I don't say I'm 1A. I say I hang out wherever I want to hang out when I see people I enjoy talking to.
Got you. But doesn't you think also that you saying that you think the 1A community is essentially a fraud on the basis of because people are taking money for stuff, right? Is kind of flawed as a premise and a come from?
No, I think it's more the ones that are doing it just for the money, more than what the original. I don't know what the original intent was. I can only think the original
Exactly.
intent might have been
The
not for the money.
the original intent was to spread knowledge, period. To teach people about their constitutional rights, to illustrate their constitutional rights, whether it was 1A, 2A, 4A, 5A, didn't matter.
What? When did activism switch over to 1A? Because I know there was an activist like Eric before the 1A.
There was
Activism started up in Colorado back during the end of Vietnam.
Well, yeah,
when that protest started in Colorado, and they never really stopped since then.
Well, no, of course. There's always been activism. Like I said,
in Colorado, though. In Colorado.
I have no idea how that all all I know is that Eric ran around with a guy who was very, what people call sovereign citizen these days. And
yep.
The guy ended up getting 20 some odd years for his quote unquote activism. And Eric beat the charges that were against him. And then all of a sudden, Eric just appeared one day in the 1A community, hanging out with us and, talking to us. And then he decided to go active himself. And then it was like all of a sudden, Denver and all that was just all about Eric Brandt and 1A. So, I don't know.
When did he get on MTV? Do you remember when he got on MTV?
No. I don't know when that was. I heard about it. I've never seen it.
After he picked up the flag. Because before that, he didn't have the flag in the beginning. He just used his voice. And then when he when he made that flag, that's when shit went off, dude. That's when it set shit off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know about all that. I don't know all the details on it. I know, Eric and I had our little issue, and that's that. I mean, beyond that.
But you got to remember, California, we had what's his name out there on the bicycle riding around with a VCR fucking player in his hand.
Well, yeah, but the bottom line is it's not so much that I think the 1A activism is dead. I think the 1A image is dead. The public image of it. People get on here and by and large they think that the 1A movement is a joke. They think it's all about money.
It's a network. It's a network. It's not a community. It's a network of communities. It's gotten so big.
Well, it's just, that's like I said, people ask me, are you drama community now? Are you truth community now? Are you fight community now? No, I'm Brian. I go where I want. If I see somebody in the chat I like talking to, that's where I go.
Hey, I'm American first, and then I'm an AC guy. After that, I take my camera and make videos of all kind of stupid shit, whatever I want to film. But I should have that right to film whatever I want to film. I mean, that just seems to me to be fair.
Yes, but my point was when people started filming quote-unquote audits at stores and calling it an audit, I can guarantee you, I don't even have to take a poll. I can guarantee you at least 90% of people agree with me that that's ridiculous. It was supposed to be about government accountability, not store owner accountability. Especially since your constitutional rights don't protect you from citizens. They only protect you.
Rights? So if you're ever walking down a street somewhere in front of these places, they could pretty much get out of here and you just got to leave.
No, they can yell at you. You can yell back, whatever. They can also come out and hold a big-ass sign in front of your camera, and as long as they don't touch you, there's nothing you can do about it. Because the Constitution only protects you from a tyrannical government.
I take them for a walk.
Well, then you take them for a walk. But that's your choice. Yeah. That's not auditing in my eyes. That's you walking with a camera.
Yeah.
Just like, NC outside a pig processing plant. You want to call that independent journalism doing a story on a pig processing plant? Have at it. But as soon as you use that word...
I like doing stories. I've always pretty much...
There is a cop watch going on right now if you want to see it.
Well, right now I'm talking about something, but...
Well, I mean, this is what's going on right now, so...
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Well, you're doing your thing. I'm just going to keep talking. My point was, as soon as you use the word auditing, it becomes a whole other thing. It becomes associated with hundreds of channels on YouTube.
across the street, just across the street.
Yeah, okay.
He parked right here. Here we are.
Dude, no offense, but this is really not a cop watching stream, man.
Oh, I got you, dude.
Now, I mean, no disrespect to nobody, but I didn't go
That's
live
cool.
to show cop watches.
They'll be in the background. It's all good. How are you? Okay though? I mean, hopefully you're fine, man. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I'm 100% with you on it. We need to do cop watching for the right reasons. You know, like, a lot of people are confusing also the issue of cop watching with First Amendment audits too. Like, as if, you know what I mean? Like, somehow.
Right. Well, that's another thing
You know.
I was going to point out was cop watching is somebody who's doing a story on a cop watch. It's not, oh, this is a First Amendment audit on a cop watch. No, it's a cop watch. Oh, shit. Granny's in the chat. Any men in the
I
chat?
do all that shit. I like to protest the most.
Can you turn that volume off, man?
Oh, sure.
Any men in the chat? Protect your nuts.
Turn it back on. Turn it back on.
Dude.
Like you trying to take a cell phone or something like that?
What's that?
Trying to take a cell phone or something like that?
See, this is what I mean. You take over.
Did anyone make a claim that I did that?
Yeah, across the street.
That I tried to take his cell phone?
You guys were fighting, yeah.
Oh, really? You have evidence of that?
That's why I'm here, because the lady across the street called. She saw you
Which
guys,
lady?
Saw you guys fighting.
I actually walked up filming, protecting this guy from a couple of other people. I think you got them mistaken.
Who's the other person?
I'm not sure exactly who that was.
Where are they right now? Maybe we can go stop them.
Do you have any evidence against me that I?
The lady across the street, I guess, called.
Can she come over and see if I'm at? Can she identify me?
Could you give me a second here?
Yeah.
So that you guys were arguing. This guy only speaks.
I didn't argue with that guy at all.
He only speaks English, Asian language.
Right. So I couldn't argue with him.
So hold on a second. I need to get an interpreter on the line, and we can figure this all out. I'm not saying you're involved or not. The lady pointed. I just show up.
Okay. Well, thank you. Am I being detained?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.
See, there you go.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
See, you don't have to get the fuck out. There was nothing rude, nothing wrong. He asked questions. He answered questions. That was it. Perfect.
It wouldn't have worked out like for me. You know that. I wouldn't have went out like that.
Well, that's just because you like to yell and curse and cause conflict in that situation.
Fuck the police. He had no right to come up there and fuck with you.
Sure he did.
True that. He was trying to create a scene, but you know. Cops
are allowed to ask questions.
But you know what makes it great is if he follows me, now we have even more epic, you know? It's like, so, you know.
The bottom line is people seem to forget that part of a cop's job is to ask questions.
I mean, I get that.
Help him with his investigation.
What?
You do not have to help with his investigation.
No, but they still can ask questions. It's just like when they ask, can I see your ID? I'm so sick and tired of people saying, oh, this tyrant asked me for ID. He ain't a damn tyrant. He's doing his job.
You see what happened when they asked me for ID? I tell them, fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's you. You're the one that also always says, avoid going to jail. Don't get yourself in that position. So
I know. Don't do like I do. Don't never go out alone.
So do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. And they won't even let you smell like alcohol a little bit out here in this town.
Hold on.
Walking down the street and expect to see step up to the cops with a camera. Oh hell no! They're gonna be like, oh, we smell the alcohol. We're gonna try to twist and turn this incident into something
not
alcohol
necessarily,
related.
But anyways, hold on.
This is exactly what I've been noticing.
MIB, definitely. If that's you, I got to see something, man, just to know it's you.
I don't know how you feel about that. Do you drink though? I mean, I do.
No, I don't drink at all. I don't drink at all.
I don't know why though. I mean, drinking is not bad. It's just okay, if you don't drink, so be it. But I mean, I wouldn't classify drinking as bad. Just because.
Is that you, MIB?
Oh yeah.
That you?
Yeah,
You got
that's
a lot
me,
of
man.
different.
I just
What's up?
I just dropped in to say hi, dude.
Oh,
Big
what's
man.
going on, man?
Not much, just taking down my lights.
MB.
MIB, Man in Black.
MB.
As in one of the
Oh,
big time original auditors, been around a very long time.
original auditor? Tell me, what the fuck is that?
As in part of the original auditing movement on YouTube.
Okay. Well, let me ask the guy a question. Like, what prompted the guy to get started? Hi, MIB. Hello.
Hey, dude, what's up?
So, what prompted you to get started doing auditing? Oh, by the way, I'm
Well,
stupid ass son of second son, Auditron, the whole, yeah. Okay.
well, I mean, to answer that question honestly, I thought it would be a good thing to get out and try to help educate and bring attention to the fact that people don't understand their rights, whether it's private citizens or law enforcement or government. And I, at the time, I thought it was a good thing to be doing. That's why I got in it.
You said private citizens, so Brian King doesn't think people should stand on the side of the road in front of like hog factories and film or whatever. You know, would that be considered private citizens?
No, private citizens are like people that come up to you like if you're doing an audit at a post office.
Yeah.
And someone comes up to you and they don't like the fact that you're you're aiming a camera at them and they're kind of like hostile towards you.
Yeah.
That I don't mean like going out hunting down standing out hunting down, that's the wrong thing to say. Going and standing in front of private businesses that have absolutely no authority to dictate what you can and can't do unless you go inside.
Yeah.
And that's something I never did. And that's what I mean by a private citizen.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering. I mean,
Yeah, well, like he's saying, there's one thing to say, somebody comes up to you on the sidewalk, they see you recording, and they're like, what are you doing? Why are you filming me or whatever? And you stop and try to at least make an attempt to explain to them what you're doing and teach them what you're doing. That's fine. But when people automatically start yelling at the person and cursing them out and calling private citizens tyrants and stuff like that.
but wait a minute, but I got the opposite side of all scales that you can come up with. My DC accuracy, my on you, and my case are the complete opposite. Everything you guys could possibly come up with that's bad about auditors, because we were sitting in a pizza shop, we got attacked, we got spray painted, attacked, my shit was broke. The cops let him walk off, didn't charge him for beating the cops up, went to court, got found not guilty, re-attacked me outside the courtroom. All three cops turned their backs on us. You know what I mean? The guy's 350 pounds, I'm 150 pounds. You know, but yet you're going to tell me about how these cops, people walk up to the cops? I mean, come on, dude.
Well,
Hi, Brian.
Hey, Granny. Thanks for hopping on. And PDF, we all know your entire story is just like
I know,
DC
so it's the
accuracy.
opposite.
DC
I was
accuracy's
the
incident
victim.
dude, let me finish.
Okay.
DC accuracy's incident at the post office is the one post office audit of all that I actually agree with that he needs help with. Just like your
Yeah.
situation with, Spray Can Bill there, everybody knows this tiny little town has completely misinterpreted auditing right from the get-go, and because they're all related to each other, they've all decided to just bury you any way they can, and that's why a lot of people have tried to support you in your videos about it. But that still doesn't mean I agree with your view on auditing a damn corner store or any of that. Just because
Well, I
you
don't
had that
audit.
incident.
I audit corner stores.
No, but you said you didn't see a problem with it.
Oh no, I said no. I see no problem with someone else deciding what they want to do as long as they're not breaking the law. I can't say, well, I don't want you to do that because then you get to say something that you don't want me to do. So I can't say whether it's right or wrong, or whether I can say whether I think it's right or wrong. I have to say, well, it's your freedom to do it, and I have to stay neutral. As long as you're choosing your
Can
freedom.
I just
So I don't
interject
have
and
to
say I
like
want to thank Brian King for this stream and let me do a little bit of live streaming here. Okay,
That's my
guys.
rescue. You can stay
Thank
there.
you for that.
Okay.
My God, this is a super heavy. Someone dropped. I think Blue Bottle has dropped their sign, and here I am helping them out. This is super heavy. It's
Brian,
actually in the way.
Go ahead, Granny.
Brian,
And,
I wanted to come up and say hi, hun,
pretty
and don't be
nasty.
afraid of me. I only use my taser when need be.
Yes.
And PDF, yesterday, I got busy with the kids getting them up for school, and I forgot to come up on your panel, hun. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right.
And second, and MIB, it's nice to meet y'all. I'm gonna go back down. I find you guys what you're talking about very interesting, but I just wanted to let you know that because Brian, you say that every time about me.
Well, ever since you were on Poons that night, and you're like, man, if any man messes with me, I'm gonna tase him in the balls, and I'm gonna make sure it hurts. And I'm like, oh shit. Ever since then, I see Granny, and I'm like, uh-oh, Granny's here. I'm scared.
Cross your legs.
No, it's only if necessary. And I think that night that the person that was up on Poons was Rev. And I think it was Rev that I told that to because he's a little shit.
Yeah, but you meant it.
Well, I
Yeah.
did when it come to him. I would have tased his balls and lit his ass up.
Y'all hear this, right? She calls herself Granny. Does your granny tase people in the nuts?
Well, I'm not an average granny. I'm a very happy, make people smile and laugh, but also I'll light someone's balls up if need to, or a woman's tits if necessary. You know, do what you got to do. I mean, you know, hey, you go for that vulnerable spot.
I hope you get it on video.
Oh, I will turn my camera on for sure.
All right, cool. As long as you get it on video, we're all happy.
Yeah.
Well, one guy probably won't be happy, but other than that, the rest
Exactly. He'll be walking around. His wife will be like, "Why are you bent over?" It's a long story.
Go watch the video.
Exactly. Go
No,
watch the video.
she'll be wondering why the Viagra ain't working that night.
He'll be calling in. All right, hon, I'm going to go back down. It was very nice talking to you guys, and then I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Granny.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Steve Pinder, what's going on, brother? So, at any rate, like I was saying, though, you know, my biggest issue is the whole public image of auditing in and of itself as it pertains to all of us that dedicated years to it. What's up, MIB?
Oh, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I saw the thing move on your icon. I thought you were trying to talk.
Father got itchy thumb or something.
But, you know, I don't think anybody can deny the fact that the public image of auditing is completely ruined. You know, 90% of the people that come and watch a live audit, they want to see fighting and this and that. And speaking of which, Asmar, I'm telling you right now, if I let you on here, you two start that stuff, that's it. I'm not playing. This is not the Asmar and PDF fight show. So, okay, well, he hopped off, so. But, you know.
What do you see everywhere I go when you're holding a camera, it's just the camera. It don't matter what you're doing. Whether you're auditing, news story, cop watching, just people just see the camera, they bug the fuck out.
Well, yeah, but why do you think that is? Because of
I don't
freaking
know.
YouTube, man. They see these
And half these people never seen YouTube.
Dude, that's not true. It gets spread around like a freaking viral video. Even if the video itself doesn't go viral, the word goes viral. And then, oh man, you got to watch out for these idiots with camera walking around. They're going to put you on YouTube and make you look stupid any way they can. And, you know, I've heard it from 1,000 people.
See, I walk past people all the time, and I'll hold my camera to the side where they can see I'm not holding it towards them.
Yeah, but not everybody does that.
Well, I'm saying when I do it, I don't hold the camera to where it's straight in front of me, and I'm filming straight in front of me, and you just happen to be straight in front of me, so you're stuck on my film. That's not what I do. You know what I mean? I've never done that. I got fucking hundreds of videos.
But I'm not referring to you specifically. I'm referring to those that do that.
Well, there's no money in it if you don't do that.
Exactly, which is why I hate it. I mean, I could have just as easily went out. You knew my reputation back then. Every freaking major auditor called me a friend. I could have easily gone out and recorded a bunch of crap stuff and got into arguments and got myself arrested 100 times, and I would have 150,000 subscribers right now and make a bunch of money. But instead, I took the high road and said, I don't believe in that. I don't believe all cops are bad. I don't believe even a fraction of all cops are bad. So
we did a dozen videos last week or week before in Tallahassee and had one altercation, but the cops were cool as shit. They sat there and talked to us the whole time.
Right, but you got a bad habit, and I'm going to say it right now, you did it earlier. You got a bad habit of talking about cops that assault children.
Yeah, I say that every time.
But the point is, every time you bring up your list of cops that assault children,
they don't like that, do they?
99% of them are only accusations. They're not convictions. So
no, I've done thousands of stories that were convicted.
You've done stories on some that were convicted, but I'm talking about every time you bring up your little phone and you say, just type in these 3 letters and you get this big old list. Yeah, 99% of that list is accusations, arrested, pending trial, pending bail hearing.
Probation.
We all know that, yes, there are bad cops. Why? Because cops are humans. You can't expect...
It's just a story, dude. It's just a story.
But my point is, you can't judge all cops by the relatively speaking, very few.
But you can judge all auditors, cop watchers, activists. Wait a minute. You can't have it both ways. Okay. That's why I say it that way. You should be afraid of the cops then.
Because 98% of quote-unquote auditors are just doing it for money.
Yeah, I've noticed that. How long ago did I start saying that?
I don't know. I started saying it about 3 years ago.
Bunch of fucking money-grubbing motherfuckers. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I started saying it about 3 years ago, and I tried to get it back on track. Yeah, MIB can tell you, Slacker can tell you, SA Ecstasy Prez can tell you. I kept trying to get people to stand up. Say these aren't real auditors. These are not. They don't represent us. Steve Pinder can tell you. I talked about it all the time. And finally, I got fed up. That's why people call me a turncoat now, because I got fed up with it. I got fed up with trying to stick up for everybody and try to say, no, it's not auditing. It's just these guys. So
that's when everybody started getting heavy into fucking what's his name's phone calls that you kind of started black labeling them.
Is there something you wanted to chime in with, Asmar?
Oh, you're doing just fine.
So, MIB, I know you're not doing it on purpose, but your phone keeps chirping. Could you possibly mute, just unmute when you want to talk?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But, these people will tell you that, for a long time, I tried to get this shit straightened out. And finally, I had enough. Yes, look at what Steve Pinder just said in the chat.
I can't see the chat.
Okay, Brian and I talked about it for hours and hours, starting over 4 years ago. And we did. Landlady will tell you. I sat there in text to her over the last 4 or 5 years or more, bitching about these ones that are going out there doing crap just for money. So,
well, when they started seeing that 100,000 views and making that $1,000, they're real quick overnight. I mean, fuck, dude, $10, $20, $30,000 a month. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. You know, it's like it's hard not to fucking want to get that. When these young boys, you know what I mean, they're gonna be out there doing that shit to make that dollar. And they didn't slow down since then.
Oh, I know.
And then the COVID virus fucking made it even worse. It was like every motherfucker with a camera decided to put audits behind their name, and they're gonna go out and be an auditor.
Wait, who made it worse?
The last 2 years, COVID.
Oh.
Seemed like everybody in the last 2 years fucking grabbed a camera, put audits behind their name, and now they're an auditor.
Yep. Well, you know, I do get some people put it behind their names because they do reports, like audit the auditors and stuff like that, which, you know, and as much as you may not agree with it, even Asmar, when he first changed his name and started coming around more and more, he talked a lot about existing auditors and what they were doing, and in a way where it was auditing auditors to some degree. Now, I know... I also agree, don't stick frickin' auditor at the end of your name when you haven't so much as stepped out of your house. I get that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's so many have, dude. Look at how many pervs we busted in the past fucking 2 years.
Well, tell me about it, man. Rock City, man. He was in my city. I tried to get him to go auditing over a dozen times, and I was so focused on the fact that there was another local finally since Bullet died that I didn't check his name. I knew his name way before anybody else did, but it never dawned on me.
We all helped build his channel up. Everybody helped him. We had him up to $1,000 and like 1,000 subs in no time.
Yeah, and nobody, you know, it never dawned on me to run his name. But then GD sent me that email the one night, and that's when I sent you the text. I was like, "Can you believe this shit?" You know.
That's when I did the story.
But
I put it out there. Look at News Now Permian Basin. QT busted him, cost him $20, but he got his name and address.
Right, but I mean, if I could have easily, you know, I keep kicking myself over it. I always ran people's name after the whole Mouse situation because Mouse, you know, he and I before his record came out, he told me a totally different name and he showed me a totally different picture of himself than who he was. So he was a quote-unquote online friend of mine. And then when Monkey and Cybertron exposed his record, I'm like, no, that's not him. That's not right, you guys. You can't call him that. And I stood up for him. And then he slipped one day and he showed his face on camera. And I said, mother, you know.
Fucker, we got you now, bitch.
Hey, Pink. How you doing, Pink? I heard. I saw the. Oh, sorry. If y'all don't know, Pink Camera Magic and Nasty Nathaniel started the Pink Nasty tour up again.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, he's fucking wild, man. He went fucking over to them foreign prisons and shit. I used to watch him like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Get out while you can.
Oh, I know. There's a show on Netflix. It's called The World's Most Dangerous Prisons or something like that. And the prisons that he went to were on that show.
They just let him walk right in them, too. I'm like, they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
He did. Oh, hell no.
But if you want to chime in at any time, Asmar, I'm just, like I said, you know, for both you and PDF, I don't want a replay of Slow Burners.
You're going to come out and tell me how I supported Mouse again?
PDF, I'm serious, man.
I won't. It's just funny.
I'll drop anyone down. So.
Well, no, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's that's something that can be laughed off. I mean, you say it. Well, I mean, you can laugh. You're welcome. You're entitled to your opinion, just as anyone else is.
You should ask Brian a few questions. Maybe he could.
But when you don't allow others, see, some people here will say, "I'll say what I want when I want."
Oh, okay.
That's for everybody.
You won't do it here. Brian told you not to.
No, hey, we don't have to do it here. It's
No,
real simple. I
oppressed.
mean, this is not that complicated. No one here is the arbiter of who can be an auditor, who can't be an auditor. If there's somebody that has child predation charges, I would hope everybody in here would give due diligence to outing that shit and getting it the fuck out of here. But to say like, oh, you can't say this, you can't do that, blah blah blah. It's one thing to share your opinion, but it's another thing when you shut down somebody else's right to do so. You know, because where there's smoke, there's fire. You know, this isn't about like, like audit the audit. It's a very focused, structured, and functional mechanism to dissect and digress and learn from. You know, was it Mark Twain? Learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live a lifetime to make them your own. You know, but when you got people who their only MO is about, you know, them individually or personally, and you know, like I said, like 99% of everything out here, who cares? People can say what they want. It's a free country. You know, freedom of speech was not meant to protect polite speech. It was meant to protect difficult speech, because we all know polite speech doesn't need protecting. And if we're going to sit here and say, well, I can say and do whatever I want, yeah, hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the Zambonis will take over.
I knew
like
it
those
was him.
zombie Zambonis.
I knew you.
I always rip on him about not letting me drive his Zamboni.
Yeah.
Say, I like your overlay.
Hey, Jason, you're a Canadian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro! I saw a member of your parliament today just absolutely ream.
Raquel Dancho.
What's her name?
Raquel Dancho, I think. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, you know, there's a lot of American truckers, you know, the ones that came up there and you know, started this shit popping it off. Yeah. But
I watched her speech this morning before work, and my jaw dropped. I was like, wow.
Well, you guys finally have the wherewithal and the backing to stand up, because you got a hell of a uniparty. I mean, we got one here too. Yeah. But you know, I've sat back and I shouldn't say I. All right, I'm trying to work on not saying I so much, right? Because it ain't about me, it's about us. You know, and I'm just damn proud of you guys standing up for everything.
Yeah. Peachy, don't worry. I'm not going to let Asmar or PDF take over the panel. I'm letting him finish what he was saying.
There's a time and place for all that. I mean, see, we don't put limits on people's speech, sequestering speech. When you try to shut somebody's speech down, well, that's a pretty leftist and extreme right tactic.
Well, you could call me all you want, though, but this is my channel, not a public sidewalk. So exactly. I'm also not letting anyone take over.
Right. Yeah. So no worries there. I don't think you have anything to worry about there, old Peachy. Hope you're doing well.
So, just for the record, I just shoot this out there. Fuck Trump said. I hope that was loud and clear.
Cool.
What Trump said do?
Fuck Trump said.
You have to know the history, and I'm not going to get into all that right now.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to.
Find you one video, you'll be all right. You'll find you one video, you'll understand.
Hey, Brian, that Canadian clip of the member of the what's the member
I'm not
going to
play all that. Last time I played anything you had on here, I got a copyright hit, so...
Yeah.
It's only like a minute.
It doesn't matter. It's owned by a news organization. I'm gonna get a hit. I'm not gonna. No offense, but
they're not gonna strike you. You don't.
No, they give me a copyright hit and they demonetize the entire video.
Brian,
okay. I didn't know you're monetizing here.
You can't play nobody's shit no more on YouTube. They fuck with anybody that's got commercials hard now.
Yeah, I tell you what. Here, let me like
link it in the chat or whatever.
Filter. It's fine. We'll play it later. It ain't no big deal.
No.
Yeah, Jason was around back then, though. Back then, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but Jason's Canadian. You can't trust a damn thing he says.
Well,
Fucking
yeah,
leaves.
he was in every fucking room, everywhere, like a fucking leech.
I still am. What do you mean was?
Oh wait a minute, was yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's
Jason just follows the beer now.
yeah. He goes where the fucking beer truck is. He's right there. I think he drives that motherfucker. I don't know. If he drives a beer truck.
Trump said Bill Henderson brushes his teeth in the morning with mace.
Yes, feel free to nuke all the fake, the mouse socks and all that. Again, this is not a public sidewalk, so.
Ain't no freedom up in this bitch. For no punk ass bitches.
You act like you ain't never blocked nobody.
I know, right?
Yeah, you.
I blocked the shit out of motherfucker. I don't have to. The mods block motherfuckers for me that are idiots. We have all good mods, so once I know somebody's a good person, they get a wrench. When I know they're an asshole, they get rid of their wrench.
Yeah, somebody said something about no justice yesterday or something like that. And I was like, you don't realize No Justice has like carte blanche in like 20 channels. Like, I don't even tell him what to do in my own chat.
Nah, I don't either. He goes where he wants and does whatever he wants whenever he wants to. There's nothing nobody can do to stop him. I like that part. We made friends long ago.
So if anybody else wants to come up with some other interesting topics that don't have to do with, Asmar and PDF fighting, feel free.
Yeah. Hey, PDF is...
Hey, no, Langley, not him. He's not, Jeez, I just modded him and then she hides him. He's a good guy. He actually helps Flathead expose mouse.
Yeah. Hey, PDF is... I actually saw a clip of your old panels where you had the ticker on the bottom that says, you cannot broadcast or mirror the StreamYard without my prior written permission. If you do, I will report you. Is that still in effect?
That ain't never been on none of my pages.
I'm looking at it right now. Is this not you?
Probably not.
No, it looks like you. It's your pan. Oh, wait. Is this... Oh, well, hang on. This is the...
wrong again.
Furry
Everything
dog. Look at this. Well, look. This is that
wrong.
furry... Look, it's got your... Wait a second. Isn't that your dog as the background? I'm sorry. Yeah. Who's this guy? Emo? Is that the dude that's
Hey,
got the
Asmar, why
diaper
don't you
fetish?
show him all this lovely stuff on his next stream, or you can go live?
No, I was
and do
just
it?
curious about this guy Emo.
Why don't you go research this stuff
Since we're
first?
talking, yeah. Hey, I can say whatever I want, and there's nothing you or anybody can do about it. You say
Tell
that,
everybody
that's your
how
thing.
I supported Mouse.
Exactly.
Tell everybody how
We're not talking about that. Yeah, we're not talking about that. I was asking about that guy Emo that is that the one that has the diaper fetish?
Emo is a douche, so...
Yeah, that's
does
why
that
I'm
answer
trying to
your
ask
question?
about it. Yeah, well, Brian, maybe let me direct it at you, all right? Because, it's kind of hard for some people to ask and answer questions. Yeah, what's the deal on Emo, man? I didn't know the guy, but I saw some of his videos, and I was like, what's that? Is that a furry with a diaper?
Emo, when he first came around, he was what most people thought was a good supporter. He was in chats, he was helping spread word, he was posting people's PayPals, all that stuff that mods would do back then. And over time, people realized he was trying to clout beg, I guess you'd say, and try to build up a reputation without actually doing anything. Because
yeah, there's a lot of that going on around here.
all he did was post PayPals, and like anything else, he would not do. And then when people called him out on it, and they're like, they wanted him to go auditing with them, and he always said no. People offered.
Hey, I don't blame you.
Oh, that going on too.
But people offered to rent him a car to go down to Texas for that big auto rally that was going on.
I remember that.
And
no, they did. Everybody came up with money for that.
Well, the problem is he all of a sudden backed out of it because he was going to originally pick me up and go with him. But then I realized I'm not spending 4 days in a car with Emo.
I know, right? Yeah. How many diapers do you think it goes through? So, Brian King, you're right. You're bringing up a good point here. There is a lot of people out here that use the word everybody, we all, things like that. And how do we know that they actually had anything to do with it? How do we know that they're not clout chasing on it? You got to be careful sometimes, I guess, the words that you use when you include yourself in these things.
Well, because
people like Brian and me know because we were the ones that did the work, weren't we, Brian?
I mean, I hear you say that, but let's just look at it from the outside looking in.
We know what
the bottom line
you keep
is
using the we.
You can take a word for it or not. It's entirely up to you. You can go around and ask people like Pink Camera Magic and Steve Pinder and SA Ecstasy Prez. Ask Southside Slacker. Ask all those people that have been around if we really did anything to help.
Hey, Brian, he'll ask people like Navin and Trump said. That's the kind of people he'll ask.
See, and yeah, that's big deal. Woo, what do you got to worry about? See, here's the thing: if somebody says you ain't been around, you don't know, and then when you go and you watch these videos, because I hear, like, I was watching that video from Emo when you co-hosted for Emo, and you kept saying thousands of videos. All you gotta do, we did this, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's like, but how do we know? How do we know it's not just somebody sitting up on a panel claiming credit and clout chasing themselves and fundraising off things themselves? If you can't ask a question without getting, personally attacked for asking a question, that's the part that gets me. I don't understand.
Dude, you really, seriously, I understand that you're pissed off that he didn't give you the opportunity.
I'm not pissed. I'm asking you, Brian.
Would you let me finish? I understand that you are frustrated, whatever the word you want to use, that he didn't let you talk and he got pissed off about the whole
no, I'm not
thing.
talking about PDF. I'm not talking about PDF.
No,
I'm
you're
saying,
just
look, we were just
you just happen to have a
when I came in,
dude,
you
stop.
guys were talking about people in the community and auditors and people put auditors behind their name. That's what I'm talking about, Brian. I'm talking about overall.
It just happens that what you're talking about happens to match your scenario perfectly, right?
Well, hey, I can't help that the narrative
we got to tell every single newbie that shows up our whole story, Brian.
Maybe
God,
you should. Yeah.
We're never going to get another fucking day.
Yeah,
never going
maybe.
to get free again.
Yeah. So, like, Brian, if I came to you and asked you a question about, like, emo, right? Like, I brought up about emo, and all of a sudden, frustration ensues. How dare you, bro? You ain't been around, so you just don't know and don't even ask. And it's like, and people that are new in this community, a lot of people since the COOF have come into this, they've gotten into it, or they've been affected by tyrants out here and there, and they want to know. A good lawyer doesn't ask a question they don't already know the answer to. And I'm no lawyer. I don't purport to be. I don't act like I'm an expert on case law and things like that. But asking simple, basic questions, whether you feel like they're leading or not, it's just a question. You can answer it. You can exercise your rights and liberties to answer it or not. Real simple. I mean, this isn't that big of a deal.
I've already told you whether you can take it or leave it. I don't care if anybody takes it or leave it. Like, for instance, you look in the chat right now. You say Taylin. Taylin has been around forever.
No way. Taylin's in here. Taylin is in here. I can't see the chat. Tell Taylin, hello, Taylin. She's one of the first people I contacted me actually years ago.
Yeah, okay, great. Shut your mouth and let me finish for a second.
Oh, okay. Good. You got me excited. You said Taylin was in there.
She has been one of the biggest supporters to both auditors and auditor supporters for almost as long as auditing has existed on YouTube. She is an ultimate authority on who really helped and who didn't. She helped. She was the very first person, the only person in my very first live stream. She was around when I was still a silent observer, and then when I was a quote-unquote troll, I was like the first troll. I was anti-auditing for a long time. She'll tell you, she was around, and then she was around when I slowly opened my eyes to it, and she helped with that. She was the only one there.
Since 2016.
So, not everybody has had their channels since for as long as they've been
Exactly.
on. My channel got corrupted about 5 years ago, and I had to restart from scratch. YouTube couldn't salvage it, so I lost almost everything. So.
Yep. Oh yeah. Especially after the recent election. When they said it's open season on anyone they considered a Trump supporter, man, that was the mass yeeting.
He's not typing in it, Trump said, you dumbass. He's not even on a computer. PDF can't see the chat, but he's typing in it.
Who, what?
Trump said PDF can't see the chat, but he's typing in it. Oh, well, maybe. Oh,
yeah, I got a burner phone.
My fault. I thought.
Dumbass.
No, it's my fault. I thought he heard a keyboard or something, and that's why he was saying that.
That's me on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's my fault. I misinterpreted that.
I can go through it 3 different ways. I can go into the burner phone.
Exiled, I told you the same thing I told them, man. You're gonna fight with anybody gets booted. And for the record, if anybody wants to
Hey, Brian, I said hello to Taylin. That was all I did.
Okay.
I went over and said hello to Taylin and put some flowers.
I didn't know there was anybody worth fighting with up here, Brian.
No, I'm just saying. I like I told you in email, Exile. I watched that replay from Slow Burners yesterday, and so I saw everybody fight. So I'm telling everybody. And I'm also
but you also see me stop replying to idiots and idiot shit too.
Right.
Yeah, tight ship up in this bitch.
But for the record, you can also pay to have people booted if you want. Just throw that out there.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to.
I know I can make a bunch of money up in this bitch. I told you.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers pay to get rid of me, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I come back under different names? Because I got 5 different names they'll hate, I'm sure.
All right. Lord Dirt Farmer, it was nice seeing you here. Give me a minute.
How much? How much you got to tell me how much I got? You got to pay first. You got to tell how much.
It's a $5 minimum, 5 minute.
Minimum $5.
What's a permanent sentence?
A permanent for the night is $25.
No, I'm talking
you ever
permanent.
Get that Bitcoin address there, homie?
Nah, I don't believe anything you say, dude. You lost my
where'd you go last night? I thought you needed some money. If you need some money,
I left you hanging. Wait, I told you I'll be right back.
And yeah, bounced. Yeah.
Oh, you did that too last night?
I mean, I'm a little worried about using your PayPal.
I'll be back.
I'll be right back. Left him hanging.
Yeah, that's all it took. He asked me for money, and then I says, "Well, you got Bitcoin?" He's like, "I need me some of that Bitcoin." I says, "I'll send you some Bitcoin." I said, "Send me your address," and he says, "Hold on a second," and he left. I thought your phone died.
I said, "Hold on a second, I'll be right."
And that's
he sounded a little tired.
By the way, that's Cash App, not Super Chats, because YouTube takes 40% now.
You can't well
Get
know.
it right.
In Canada, you
Yeah.
can't send
Well,
US.
Cash App's
You don't
owned by
have
Jack
Cash App.
Dorsey.
I don't care who it's owned by. I get money
You
from
might
it.
want to. Yeah, they got
as
the
long as the
Bitcoin
motherfuckers
Instant
ain't stealing money.
network. They got the Bitcoin network
I'm here to make
updated
some
today.
money. Let's get some big money up in. How long? You got to make them pay extra for longer time. You know what I mean?
Well, I was trying to
$1 a
until you
minute.
cut me off.
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
Brian.
I said it's a $5 minimum, 5 minute, $1 a minute after that, $25 for the night.
25, y'all. That's the one.
all. You should go for 50.
Last time I tried, remember?
You gotta
Nobody
get
would pay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I would. Yep. Hey, man, you can
Put
get
up to 25 or shut up. What's wrong with you? Thought you had big money, Bitcoins.
Yeah. You need some, homie? I know you were asking me for
Mine
some
does.
PayPal. You told me PayPal last night.
I put
You
him
need some money,
25
homie?
up there to
I
kick
mean,
me out.
all the work you're out here doing, I need to support you.
I know it. What do to you?
Yeah, I get money from working too. I could be. It's just, why not? Everybody has fun with paying the boot. Why not?
It's like a dunking booth.
It is. That's a good analogy. It's a dunking booth.
An exchange for money for entertainment has never been frowned upon anywhere but YouTube. Just saying.
For Exiled, I'll take $1.
I got 50 cents. Hey, I'd buy. What's that RoboCop? That guy on RoboCop says, "I'd buy that for $1."
Well, I think the Cash App minimum is $1 because somebody tried to send
Yes.
Rebel 1 penny.
Well, fucking Asmar should be 50 cents then.
I just said that about Exile.
And I just said it's $1 minimum for Cash App to work.
See, that's man.
You damn
this
hillbilly.
guy, man, he's like, yeah. Hey, there's this guy. He's like, man, I can't hear out of my ear. And I was like, what have you? He went to the doctor and they poured peroxide in it and sucked out big chunks. Like huge chunks. He said it's the size of his pinky nail. So make sure y'all clear the mirrors out.
I could be said PDF should be free.
Hey, Brian, quick question. On your StreamYards, the comments don't show up here on the backstage.
That's because I'm using.
See you in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything. I thought it was just me because it happened last stream too.
No,
so it's not just me.
It's because I'm using Streamlabs OBS.
Gotcha.
And Streamlabs OBS, unless I use the virtual camera, I can't integrate it with StreamYards directly.
So if anybody's asking us any questions and you feel like we're ignoring you, it's not our fault. It's Brian King's fault.
Yeah, blame me.
He takes
That's
responsibility.
it. You want to pay for all the software?
Why are we running so much software?
No, because if I had more spots on StreamYards, then I could do virtual camera and put the chat through that. But
so it's the version of stream. I'm just trying to understand, Brian. I've never ran a stream myself, so
this
I'm
is
trying to
the free
understand.
one. It only has 6 spots.
Okay. So what? I'm saying, what's the reason for running something that prevents the chat from being seen? What's the reason on that though? What are you trying to run in place of it, and for what reason?
I like using Streamlabs OBS, so I just jerry-rig.
Fuck! I kicked myself.
So technically, we're running by that, so you can get more people on panel at a time. Is what you're saying?
No, because I have more control over my stream with Streamlabs OBS than just using the free StreamYards.
Okay, what control do you get extra?
Like you see the stuff on the screen, like the Cash App thing, the title, the little counter.
Overlays.
Oh,
what was that?
That's what Rebel always uses.
So that's the benefits of it. That's cool.
I heard
we're going to need you to read the chats for us, Brian.
I just have a YouTube tab open.
I said $5 minimum, people.
Damn it. Well, that's a good thing. I almost got myself kicked.
Man, they don't listen, do they?
I appreciate the $1, though. Thanks for the tip.
Yep. That's all it's
No,
worth.
but Exile, if I really wanted to, I could make 100 scenes with all kinds of stuff on here.
Overlays.
I just got restarted, so.
Yeah. See, Exiled, it's an overlay. See, so like you see here, all the little videos and stuff I use for, I'm using OBS. I'm using the virtual camera, and then you can put media and images and all that shit over it and do all kinds of things.
And it's even better when you can tie it in with NVIDIA broadcast.
Yeah, I understand now. That's what he's sacrificing it for. I just want to know specifically what it was being sacrificed for.
Right, and it's just, I mean, it is what it is. This is what I got to work with. This is a powerful computer. The only thing that's not powerful in it is the video. So running the virtual camera through OBS, it really bogs it down anyways. So
what do you got for a video card?
Just the onboard Intel setup.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's it's a Core i7 Gen 10 with 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry if your videos are going to run smooth or not.
Yeah, and Jason, you can use NVENC with OBS.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
need to
know, a lot.
upgrade my
You
memory,
go
though.
in.
It's terrible.
Yeah, if you've got 2 video cards, if you've say like got an integrated graphics with AMD and Intel, I've noticed especially with Windows 10, they've rectified this mostly with Windows 11, but you got to go in and actually prioritize which card is GPU
Right.
0. And man, I've noticed even after
Sorry,
updating.
What? Oh man, I'll ask you. I'll find you somewhere else. I'll ask you later.
Damn it, man.
That's the last time I accept a super chat for it. I told you, cash
All
out.
right, y'all. Who next, motherfuckers?
PDF. Shut up for a second so I could say thank you. But that's the last time super chat. It's got to be cash out because they keep too much of it.
That's why he sent 7 to cover for what they take.
Well, but I also have to wait a month.
That's all right. I gave him 2 when I first got here, so he's up to 9. Hey, I gave him 2 when I first got here, so he was up to 9, and you're 2. That makes 11. He's rocking right on. He's doing good.
Well, see, I don't know if you know, Jason, but with YouTube, you have to have at least $100 waiting before they'll pay you. And that's after they take their percentage.
Big chunk. I know the big chunk. I didn't know they'd only cash out at 100.
Yeah, you have to have 100
like
minimum.
Shit.
Yeah.
I guess every fucking platform's like that.
Yeah. So, and my channel does not make what like PDFs or other channels make. I mean, it literally.
Yeah.
I get $6 to $8 a month.
I don't make no fucking money.
I could make as much as Port Earth Farmer, but I'm just not going to go live fucking 12 hours a day.
Peachy, $5 minimum for 5 minutes, $1 a minute after that, $25 for the night.
Dude, I don't make no damn money. What's wrong with you? Here's my fucking YouTube money. I made $159.
You know, the last time I
made fucking money for doing nothing.
Dude, you realize?
Yeah, but it took me 2 months to get there.
Okay.
It took me 2 months to get there.
It takes me about 7 months to get there.
Yeah, but that's super chats.
That's all right, let's see the PayPal. All right, never mind.
That is it.
It'll be just me in there.
Yeah, you be the one in there. You got the request in there too. You was requesting money twice.
I seen that. That's why I thought I sent it to you and you weren't accepting it. I'm like, what the fuck? Why isn't he accepting this? I'm like, oh shit, I requested it. I canceled it.
He requested $10 twice.
I sent Rebel a request for 200.
Did you get it?
No, he got real mad about it. Started talking shit about me on his stream that night.
Well, ain't that fuck? I sent him $10 at Christmas time. Said Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good one. You know, human. You're fucking human.
I gave it to you, Dingo, when you walked in.
You can go fuck yourself, Jason, is what he said.
He thought he had to. They did that to Tony, right? Oh my! Several people sent him fucking requests. He thought he was getting all this money in. He was all happy that day. Oh, it was funny. Yeah.
That was the only person that ever declined money from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dingo. As soon as you walked in, I gave it to you, man. You just haven't been talking.
Yes, Dingo.
What you doing, Exiled?
Getting ready to go to the store.
Yeah, I'm all ready too. I gotta go pick
Hi,
up
guys.
the kids. I'll be like 15 minutes.
Hello.
Hey, Eliza. That's the first time I've ever heard her voice.
Well, hello. How are you guys?
Yeah,
waiting for
headphones in so you can actually hear you.
We usually hear her smack him upside the head before she says hello.
Hello. How are you guys doing today?
All right.
How come you're still with him?
Yeah, for now. Yeah. I still like him. I know.
Once it's hard to get rid of him, I know.
He's working on me not liking him. I think he's trying to test my love here. He's working on me, not liking him, but I still love him now. Lucky bastard.
That last nerve.
Yeah, well, he's close to it. I got 4 more left.
Well, hold on. Peachy, yeah, it's only $5, so yeah, they could still talk in the chat. If you want him hidden in the chat too, that's $50.
Wait. I've heard questions before and I never got the full answer. Does anybody know exactly what e-begging is?
E-begging is whenever someone actually has things like their Cash App link or stuff like this, and they're pretty much begging for support. Or, okay, a lot of people say begging for money.
Can you tell me an example?
Like Rebel?
As far as Rebel, I'm not touching on that. I don't talk about children unless they're mine.
So if somebody
I'm leaving that alone.
$50 to move someone from chat, is that e-begging or no?
No, that is a public service announcement.
Man,
and no, that's not e-begging. That is a public service announcement, allowing people to understand that they have services, and there will be
He's sucking up.
there will be let me see, there is currency rendered due to services. Okay.
So putting your Cash App and your PayPal and your Amazon wish list and things like that, or saying I'm looking for a Splendid Daddy, is that e-begging?
A Splendid Daddy?
Honestly, no, it's not. And whenever I was sitting there and talking about those things, I was joking because I've never actually e-begged anywhere. I don't have to.
But I mean, e-begging is kind of, it sounds like it's subjective. I mean, I think anytime you put your ways for people to give you any money is technically e-begging.
Well,
just because you scream it from the rafters. I mean,
well, here's my thing. I don't think it's actually e-begging because there's.
Jason, send me $5 so I can kick him out. Is that e-begging?
Yeah.
I think Yoda's
like you asked me last night, and you told me your PayPal, and I said I don't really like using PayPal, and he says, I said you got Cash App? He goes, yeah. He said, well, you got Bitcoin? He's like, I need to give me some of that Bitcoin. I said, well, go in there and hit the Bitcoin button and send me your wallet.
I said, yeah, I'll be right back. Let me do it. I said, hold on, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Let me do it right now. And I went to bed.
He asked me for money. He asked me for money to send him money, and then all of a sudden he leaves. But e-begging by Urban Dictionary says when someone on the internet asks strangers for money with little or no benefit to the strangers paying.
How long did you wait after I went to bed?
Not long. I knew you were going.
What I think is really fascinating? I think it's really fascinating that you went to the Urban Dictionary, but we don't even have enough people that actually want to sit there and look at different type of laws of dictionary.
How's that fascinating? Okay, yeah. Let's see. Merriam-Webster.
A lot of things are fascinating to me. They are. I'm sorry. Am I supposed to sit there and try to enclose to you like you're my guy? You're not.
I never.
And if you were, you probably would understand why it's fascinating.
Yeah, begging. Let's look at the word begging. To ask for charity, to ask earnestly, to require as necessary or appropriate, to ask for. Period. So you ask for money, you're e-begging.
Oh, then I guess
putting your PayPal on your.
We're all e-beggars in one way or another, or most of us.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway.
Who cares? It ain't a big deal. Yeah.
Exactly, because I mean, I've heard you sitting there talking about your Bitcoin.
Now, there's a difference in an e-begging shill. That's an annoying person who relentlessly promotes his or her content for money, typically done over the internet.
Well, I thought we weren't going to talk about what's his face, the child.
Hey, he's not a child, and he's got some shit going. I ain't gonna drop the knock on that one, but there are child charges coming on some things. Hell, he should have thought twice before making them phone calls, I reckon.
Oh, see, I want no part of that. I'm gonna say la la la. I want no part of that.
Yeah, it's and maybe that's part of his reason for the apology tour. I mean, you know, that's like I asked him on his panel, like I asked Shelley and that other Paige. I said, so what's the solution? I mean, I get, you know, everybody likes to do a little trolling, that's fine, but you know, most people out here, they have no comprehension of what actual life run is. But you know, you know, Sunday was a good day because, you know, hopefully there are a lot of people that kind of buried the hatchet and, you know, I hope see eye to eye, but there's still, I guess, others that are not over it yet.
Jason. Please send me money for beer. I don't need any money for my purchase, but it would be great. That's not begging. That's Jason. He's being honest. He's asking for beer money.
Give me fucking beer money. I don't need it, but
Hey, somebody wants to give you beer money, that's their choice. But I have to take this moment to say, Elijah, this is the first time I've ever actually heard your voice. I don't know if you know, but I can't really hear. But not only do you look like my wife, but you sound like her.
I do.
Yeah.
Damn, Ron. I didn't know you had a taste of soul to you, brother.
Yeah, my wife is black and my kids are mixed, Asmar. I've only said it
He
9
don't know
million
anything,
times.
dude. He don't know anything out here.
Yeah, I know nothing. Yeah,
hey,
it's
Brian,
a joke.
he doesn't
It's a joke, Brian. Don't listen to him. He likes to make everything about him.
There's about to be a fight in chat. I see it now.
Always.
Good citizen media and no justice. And
Hold on a second.
Go ahead and hit that,
I'm having to play mediator with other children. Give me a second.
Yeah, Eliza Havoc's channel is in the chat. And Peachy Rider, making fun of people isn't nice. Okay.
I thought good citizen media was no justice. Is he arguing with himself again?
I don't know, but Happy has it out for you.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello. And thank you for saying that I sound like your wife. I mean, that's I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, I appreciate it.
Ironically, all black strong women tend to sound very, very similar.
Well, as I could be pointing out in a roundabout way, my wife and I have been separated for a while, and over the last year or so, we've been reconciling. So,
oh, nice.
So to answer your question, she's at home right now, but
that's awesome.
I have no shame in admitting that I screwed up as a husband, and now I'm trying to make up for it, plain and simple.
We all make mistakes, man. It ain't no thing. Hey, by the way, y'all see the new goldfish, Megabytes? They're big and crispy goldfish, man. They're off the chain.
Is that the real PDF Live?
I will say this.
That's me.
As a person, it takes a lot to be able to admit whenever we are wrong, and it takes even more to be able to accept accountability. And this is women and men. So for that, I commend you, because that is not an easy feat. That is not something that a lot of people are able to do. Is to self-reflect, look at their actions, and see how their actions have contributed to something that could have either escalated or de-escalated. So I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
I mean, there ain't no contributing. It was like 90% my fault. So, and I know that. So now all I could do is hope, things go better from here on out. That's all.
Right.
Exactly. And that's all we can wish for.
It's funny too, because, with Valentine's Day coming up, I told her, it's like, man, men always have to do the Valentine's Day thing. We always have to get the flowers, the candy, the this and that. I said, this year you're doing it. I said, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy all the treats and the pleasures and all the hoo-ha of it, and you get to do all the work. And she looked at me like she thought I was joking. I said, this time it's your year. She said, okay, challenge accepted.
It's funny that you said that, because on K-Dot's show that myself, K-Dot, and Road Dogg have, we actually talked about that. And me personally, I do believe that women should be able to treat their men for Valentine's Day. It shouldn't 100% be on the men, because at the end of the day, I mean, if you love each other, then you're not going to have a handout. You know what I mean? I'll put it to you like this. For Exile, I'll sit there and do stuff for Exile. And I'm not just talking about sex, y'all, because he gets that regularly. So, I mean, am I wrong if I kind of think that that's not something that's, special on Valentine's Day? I want to go above and beyond that.
I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
No, wait till after Valentine's Day. Get the shit half price, save money, you got something left over.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
I just said, this one year I'll let her take the reins on it. And, last year I did the flowers, the candy, the steak dinner, the romancing, all that.
She's going to come home with edible underwear, and not for him either.
I'll tell you what you do, Brian. You get her a pair of those remote control vibrating panties.
Oh, my God. Don't do that. Oh, my God.
No, actually, we've already talked about all those different remote control toys and that. And it's like, no, that just, there's no fun in that.
I don't know,
We got a
man,
bed
because
right
now
back
they're
here. All we got
Bluetooth
to do
and
is
Wi-Fi,
bed
and you
ready.
can be across the world and going bzz, bzz, thinking about you.
Yeah, well, you know, could you imagine like the chick, you know, she had to rush out the door to go to the store, couldn't take them off, and like there's like signal interference while she's standing in produce.
Yeah, they say a lot of these sex toys that are internet connected have, you know, obviously like zero, they have, you know, zero security, but they feed back telemetry to a lot of different places.
My thing is, I wouldn't want that to get hacked. If Exile's gonna get that from me, I want him to be the only one that can do that. If it's electronic, in my mind, it can get hacked.
We had this fucking weird chomo motherfucker who was going around, and he was overseas in like the Netherlands, and just an absolute degenerate. And he had a site set up, and he had these robots that people could control. So he had a bunch of cameras set up in his apartment, and he had these robots that had sex toys on them. And the interface, you could drive the robot, you could operate the sex toys, and he charged money for people to, you know, watch him do things. And yeah, he got his ass fucking handed to him.
Man, see that.
No, my favorite. My favorite.
But hold on, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and go so we can go ahead and get ready for the store. Okay.
Well, fine. Screw you. Thanks for.
Don't worry, Exile will. Exile will. Don't worry.
Take pictures.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah, pick or not real.
That's all right. He can think I'm not real. That's okay. As long as I'm
pick or not real.
I'm good.
It's you know this, you know, saying picture or not real, pick or not real. Like pick,
take a pic or it didn't happen.
There you go.
Yeah, take a pic or it didn't happen. Yeah.
Well, keep him in check now. We worrying about him.
Yeah. I know he's good. I got him.
I think he's I'm glad he finally got him a phone that works. We can actually hear him now.
Okay, thanks for coming by.
Thank you guys.
Have fun at the store.
Peace.
Now,
hey, Brian.
My favorite.
Did you see in the news? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say my favorite little remote type thing is like, I don't know if you were around then, but Bao used to walk around with a speaker on, and when people did
text to speech,
yeah, they could pay for it. Did you hear about the guy with the terrorist threats that was walking on this Middle Eastern guy?
Yep. I was on my stream one time, and I got off the plane, walking through an airport, and I had said to everybody, says, yeah, I'm in the I'm in the airport. I just landed, and all of a sudden you hear, Allah Akbar, I've got a bomb, blah, 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 just all this horse shit. I like that guy, Mobility Mark. He's got a motorized scooter, and he goes around the streets of New York. He's got an air horn taped to it. He's got his live stream and other cameras, and he'll go around and he'll just run into walls. If somebody's coming along, he'll just dart up in front of them. He'll just pop off into traffic and shit. And yeah, it's pretty wild. But I was going to ask you, man, did you see? You know, we talk about Canada a lot, but did you know that Canada, back in 2016, they ruled that most bestiality is legal?
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't know if it was true, and I really didn't want to know.
I guess I just had cognitive dissonance, but I saw this article come up again the other day, and and people were talking about, you know, Canada and how, you know, they got some fucked up laws. They got some fucked up laws in some of these other states too. Did you see the sign in Florida that says "Don't molest the gators"? Like, who's gonna molest a gator?
No, the thing that killed me the most about, hey, DC Accuracy, again, every time I see him in here, I'm going to say it. If anybody could help DC Accuracy out with his legal fees for his case, please do so. So throw your Cash App or whatever out there, DC.
Hey,
What's
I
up,
just
Chuck
got
Bronson?
a text. News Now Houston just put out a video. I just got a text talking about his kid. It's a video and a comment. talking about it was a 3-year-old kid that accused him or something, and he's got this text from let me see, what was her name again?
A 3-year-old
honestly,
kid?
I honestly really don't care. I'm so over the News Now Houston thing that people want to involve themselves in that. They can go to his channel and talk to him about it. I mean, honestly, that's been beat to death so much.
Oh wow!
Until there's actually a verdict, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Well, Brian, you know, come on now,
dude. I know. I'm telling you.
No, listen. I hear you, but I just looked at his channel and looked down, and he has 6,666 views.
Wonderful, great for him. The number
but
6
we were
likes
talking about this. Yeah, I know, right? We were talking about this the other day. You make there are immediate judgments, intermediate judgments.
Yeah, I know, and I know all of that crap. And
I'm with. Hang on, Brian. I know you know. I'm just trying to tell you I agree with you, homie.
Yeah, it's just you don't understand. I supported him for a long time before that was all known.
I ain't trying to bring that shit up.
And I've been people hounding me about it all the damn time, and it's like.
Do they still hound you about it?
I've already spoken my piece about it so many freaking times. I'm not doing it anymore.
But I mean, you disavowed it, and like AC disavowed, and I think NC Town Hunter disavowed, and damn it, y'all motherfuckers better not be hanging with some weird motherfuckers. But welcome back, Chuck Bronson. I heard about your channel having a temporary hiatus, and it sounds like you TCB'd on that, took care of some business.
Yeah, I saw him in the chat too. Glad to see you in here, Chuck. It's like all of a sudden, Chuck Bronson going down the screen.
Yeah, I meant to put some deuces up there for Chuck Bronson. I see me and DC Accuracy both said Chuck Bronson. They were hounding here in the chat today. I mean, you know, Brian, I mean, you're not affiliated with News Now Houston, I don't think, and you know, I can definitely respect and appreciate that, and I hope it continues. Like I said, there's some things that you can do in life, especially when it comes to, you know, harming children and being a fucking rapist, murderer. And Peachy, I agree with you about the cash bail system in our country. I meant to tell you that the other day. You know, a lot of the states that were hanging states, when they outlawed hanging, they now stack charges. But yeah, misdemeanor, you know, victimless crimes. I think there's some things that you know, they can do release on recognizance or OR on a lot of more things than they do, but there's just too much money.
Yeah, well, I know. I've been one of those people standing in front of a judge with victimless, harmless, you know, well, not harmless because it was a crime, but, you know, charged with crimes. And I say this all the time. People ask me, why don't you think all cops are bad, blah, blah, blah. But it's like I had a cop stand up for me in court. You know, a New York State trooper investigator stood up for me and told the judge all kinds of good things about me. And instead of getting a $20,000 bail, I got ROR'd. So, you know.
Yep. Man, did you see the Ottawa police beat the shit out of that 78-year-old in Canada for honking his horn?
No, I don't watch the news.
Yeah, well, I mean, you read the news, don't you?
If it happens across my way once in a while, but you know, I'm so freaking burnt out on bad news and beatings and all that. It took me a long time to get my mind in a good place. And
yeah, hey, after this last election, I don't blame you, because that was by design. But you know, we've got a lot of good news coming out, like Representative Chip Roy introducing the bill to reinstate troops discharge over the vaccine mandate.
Yeah, well, you know, people, you got to understand where I've always lived in the ghetto my whole life. So I'm like so used to negative things all the time and fighting and guns going off and sirens all the time. And the last thing I'm going to do is, with my time online, pollute it with the same damn stuff I see in real life every day.
Yeah. Well, you see how they're coming after Joe Rogan and he got an offer from shoot, what is it? It's not Rumble. It's another place that shit, I forgot. But anyway, the CEO offered him $100 million, censorship free for 4 years, and then T-Pain came out and says if Spotify cancels Joe Rogan, they'll have to silence a lot of rap lyrics, killing each other and all that shit.
No, I mean there is some truth to that.
Yeah, Neil Young is I mean, you know, I'm all for freedom of speech and things like that, and people having their say, but Neil Young is you know, he's using this opportunity to grandstand on his own causes.
Oh, congrats, Raz! 700 subs, huh? He's got a lock picking and stuff channel, and you know, he collects antique locks and stuff. Raz Illusion, and his channel just crossed 700 subs.
Yeah, Raz is cool. Congrats, bro.
I'll never forget when I got my first 100, man. I was like, 100 people really like what I do? I couldn't believe it.
You know, Pete, and I'm not trying to throw shade or anything, because I don't think you or Rise or anybody, you know, in our immediate circle does this, but they do. But when I hear people throw out, I got this many subs or I get this many views and things like that, that stuff's so cheap. And we showed the bot farms where they got like, you know, thousands of cell phones sitting there. They've got scripts, and it's just, you know, pumping them out. So, you know.
You forget who you're talking to, man.
No, I never forget who I'm talking with you, homie.
I wrote many bots. I'm well aware.
Yep. We had a good convo the other day about dial-up modems and you know, BBSs and things like that, man.
Yeah, my first modem was 150 baud. IBM XT8088 with a puke green monochrome monitor and no hard drive. Yeah, I used to boot off of a DOS 2.0 floppy and then use Comet program.
Comet Pro. Wow, man, I remember my first modem that I had for like my first computer was 14.4, but I had a 9600 and a 14.4 for my BBS, and then my buddy worked for the phone company and had a dumb terminal, 300 baud. And, you know, Unix, you know, back in the day, I've always, you know, people are all like Linux. It says, well, you know, you might want to look into FreeBSD and OpenBSD and things like that too, you know.
Oh, dude, I've contributed to the FreeBSD kernel.
Bro, I've still got 486 DX4100 with 16 megs of RAM running PF since. And it still works. It's fine. It's enough, you know.
Get this. I had a Compact Desk Pro 286. Now, I don't know if you ever seen those things, but they were freaking monsters, man. Gigantic machines.
Yep.
And I used to get online at a 1200 baud modem in it, and I used to get online overnight on the BBS and play Tello Arena and that. And my aunt was living with us at the time, and she got mad that I would take up the phone line at night. So one day I forget what I was doing, but I was out. While I was out, she went up in my room and took a pitcher of water and dumped it into that computer while it was on. And I come home, and at first I thought like one of my mom's cats pissed in it or something. I mean, I think I was like 14 or 15 at the time, but so I'm like, I don't know what else to do. It's the only computer I got. So I take the lid off of it, and I just stand it up on its side in front of the fan, and I let it sit there overnight. Put it all back together the next morning, plug it in. Don't you know that bitch worked?
Oh yeah, man. Those were back when they actually the motherboards, you know, had coatings.
Yeah. The freaking motherboard was like 24 inches by 24 inches.
Yeah, my first job was a computer store, and I lied about my age. I was 15. You know, I was like 15 and a half. But you know, one summer I was bored. And so I was just calling around some computer stores, and I got frustrated. And I finally called one. I says, "Look, I know you're not hiring, but I figured I'd call anyway." And he said, what can you do? I says, well, DOS, Windows. I got, BSD. And they said, can you come in today? And I said, I don't know. Let me call you right back. And I went in there and says, hey, Mom, can I get a ride to a job interview? She was on the phone. She goes, what? And, because I ran a BBS at home. I had a 2-node BBS. And I went in and I sat down. He says, here, have a seat. Show me what's wrong with this computer. And DIR. No, I said, this thing ain't got no operating system. He's like, you all right. And so the owner, he says, here's some computer parts. Put it together and come get me when you're done. So I put it all together, went to turn it on, wooden post. And I'm looking around on it, and I must have pulled it apart 2-3 times. And I said, dude, I pulled this thing apart 2-3 times. And he goes, let me show you something. He pulls that heatsink off, and he had taken his fingernail and lifted that processor up. Just enough.
Oh, jeez.
I almost burnt the store down one time. They started me out the intake, so I was the dude you had to talk to when you first came in, and I'd work on light duty shit. But then they moved me to the back, and I had a AT power supply. I was replacing a switch, and I'd left the damn power plugged in, and that motherfucker arced. The biggest arc, and fucking melted down the wire, and it blew out the breaker panel. It fucking caught fire.
Oh, jeez.
Learned that lesson.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've had my fair share of screw-ups. I mean, my first attempt at overclocking was back when you actually had to set the dip switches and the multiplier, and I said it wrong. Turned the computer on, and there was like this quick poof of smoke. And I was like, what the hell? I think there was an AMD 80 megahertz processor, and I was trying to overclock it to 100. And I was told, oh, yeah, this will work, it'll work. And I didn't know at the time. I never overclocked before. And apparently I tried to overclock it to 166. So 80 to 166 doesn't actually work very well. And I'm like, what the hell? So I quickly turned the power off. I opened it up, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong until I pulled the processor off. The freaking pins melted to the motherboard.
Melted. Yep.
I'm like,
you overvolted it.
I was so mad. It took me like 6 months of saving up money to get another computer. My
first big computer that was like all mine and everything. My cousin at Christmas, both of my cousins, but one of them had got a computer, and we're playing games and taking turns and shit, and it's just taking forever to load. And so when I'm sitting there, I pull out the manuals and I'm reading, and I says, I don't think we're doing this right. And they look at me and says, what do you know? I said, well, it says right here. And when I got my first computer, it sat there, and I broke my arm playing soccer. And I went in there and turned it on. It wouldn't start. So I call up AST tech support. And the guy goes, click here, click here, click here. I says, man, I could have done that myself, huh? He goes, yeah, you probably could. Oh, it was the 8-bit guy.
Wait,
the 8-bit guy on YouTube?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I was reading the chat. It looks like apparently I upset Second Son or something because he unsubbed, he said. Oh well.
No. What happened?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I'll survive. I mean, I don't like when people.
Yeah.
I don't like when people unsub, but hey, I can't please everybody all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, they fucking police. Look at all these cops in fucking Canada, dude. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
are you surprised?
Holy fuck. Oh, I knew. I said they're gonna bring the police in next. I was asking the other day. I said, what do you think the next move is as far as checkers or chess? However you play it. I play chess, so I'm looking a few moves ahead. I seen this. Once they get all these cops in there, they've already got tanks and Humvees and all kind of shit coming there on fucking semi-loads, one after another, from the military. They're gonna get fucked up, man. They're gonna get fucked up. They'll just start shooting them with tear gas and rubber bullets and running them out of there. Leave the trucks behind.
I've been saying all along, I'm like, look, this convoy thing is an amazing display of activism and protesting and all that. I think it's great. The problem is it really wasn't doing anything more than showing signs and stuff because they called in extra trucks, extra drivers. There's always somebody that needs a job. So there was very little negative effect on commerce overall. So, people were like, what is this achieving beyond that? I mean, typically when you have something like that, you would expect the impact was expected to be commerce. All the truckers, the trucks, they're not working, so you would think that goods aren't being delivered, people aren't.
Oh, they're not.
No, they were. Yeah. That's just it.
No, they're not. The stores have been out of goldfish for over a week and a half.
Okay. Out of goldfish. Smart
they
ass.
are. No, I'm serious. We haven't been able to get goldfish in.
But I'm talking about. Saltines. It's not having that big, huge effect. It's not that. Oh my God, dude, we better do what they say.
Hey, they're shooting fucking machine guns. The people are. You hear it going da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And they said the people are shooting the guns, and the police ain't gonna do nothing about it. You can hear it going da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da.
If somebody's really shooting a damn AR,
they're fucking unloading. You can hear it in the background, dude. I'm telling you, I can back it up.
If they're not doing anything about it, that's their own
fault.
That's
the police. He said that's the people shooting. He said, and the police won't do nothing about it. And it's fucking. I mean, it's fucking automatic, dude. They're in the background. You hear it in the background. I don't know where they're at and where they're shooting it at, but it's like da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. I'm like, holy fuck.
Brez,
Canadians wasn't supposed to have guns.
What I mean is the overall impact wasn't what they thought it was going to be. Yeah, there's going to be some empty shelves some places because they're still calling in drivers. They're still calling in trucks. Now, so I'm not sure if it was PDF or somebody earlier said that most of the trucks up there were American. I don't know if that's true or not, but...
I don't know about most, but a lot. They said a lot of the trucks were American.
That the real Nova? Somebody check, please.
Notably Nova.
But, the overall effect wasn't what they expected it to be. Like here, there is no issue whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know, Brian. I think it's because now you got freedom convoys all over the world.
Right. Well, yeah, of course, that's snowballing on that stance. But that's still, Canada's going to say, okay, well, we don't care about them right now. We care about us. So, as far as that's concerned... It didn't have that impact that they expected right out of the gate.
It took a while to get going, but now you have like I tried to bring up that video of
yeah, I know, but if you let me finish saying what I'm trying to say.
Go ahead.
My point is that now the problem is I see a lot of people online, all that, talking about calling for making it worse, calling for violence. They want the truckers to block all the side streets and shut neighborhoods down. And that part is what I mean is I really don't think that's going to get them the desired effect. That's going to result in a lot of hurt people.
Well, yeah. Yeah. One of the things, and I forgot her name. Go ahead.
What PDF?
I said, Jason, they're about to have another competition, Jason. I won the last one. Well, the one before that.
I saw a blur, but okay. Either way, I just don't think going the violent route... Look at history. When has a violent protest ever worked out for anybody?
American Revolution.
That wasn't exactly a violent protest.
Tea Party.
That was a... war.
The Tea Party.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. Yeah, what did that result in? War.
Civil War.
Yeah, war. Exactly. War.
But it started off as, protests. When you say protests, modern protests, going and holding up a sign and standing out in front of a place is one thing. But, those are going and throwing Molotov cocktails and destroying shit and harming people, that's a little different.
Yeah, this is not the 1700s. It's not the 1800s. There's a very big difference between now and then. For example, PDF is saying they're firing off ARs. Could you imagine if 100,000 protesters showed up in D.C. with ARs? What's going to happen? Boom. They're just going to blow them all up and say, okay, next.
Yeah. This is Truckers versus Trudeau. Global shock as protests escalate. The far left goes full fascist. They say crush them. And it's finally giving those in the Canadian Parliament and the citizenry the gumption and wherewithal to actually step up and say and be counted. This is a time for choosing, right? And like I was saying about the member of the Canadian Parliament, she had those on the left that were saying, "Oh, these are just the how to say it's the Fauci ouchies, work, and that's our road to freedom, and these other sides they're being racist, and they're just a few people holding up Nazi signs and things like that." And she retorted back and says, "Let us not forget the Prime Minister said he wore blackface more times than he can count."
Yeah, no, see, that's just, people keep saying, oh, we're on the verge of civil war, we're this, we're that, we're this, we're that.
I don't know
we're
about
not.
That,
the people in the chat were saying it, but I see it every day. It's not just them. I see it every single solitary day.
Oh, lots of experts say we are in the cold stages
of
civil war, not far off from going to an actual war.
Well, a revolution
wouldn't it be a revolution?
That would be an
not
even
a
worse
civil
word.
war, a revolution. Huh?
That would be an even worse word because, as I've said, a
Well,
million.
that's what a civil war would be like people against the people, like it was back.
Depending on how you look at it.
A revolution would be the people against the government.
But that's just it. Isn't not everybody's against the government? Why does everybody think that all 380 million Americans are against the government?
Well, hey, let me tell you something. Like the BLM activist that was still calling, or the representative, who's a BLM activist who's been talking about defund the police. She's had a lot of her colleagues now kind of step away from the defund the police movement. But I think you do have more than the majority of the United States that feel our government is out of control, that our leader is inept, and that they've got the uniparty oppressive, cycle going.
Right, but you think about it, even if 2/3 of Americans are against the current American government, that is still over 100 million in favor. Could you imagine a civil war of 100 million versus 280 million or whatever? Do you really think that's going to work out good? That's just going to work out a whole lot of dead people, and the government still has bigger guns. That's my point, is not everybody is going to stand up and storm the proverbial castle.
Well, no, of course not everybody is, but I'd say at this point, with the polls that have been coming out, overwhelmingly a majority of people, the most people now than ever's been recorded, feel that our country's headed in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah, I agree, and I've said that many times.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think that if the majority or a large group of people were to stand up against the government, do you think the government would just lay them out? No.
I think there would be,
because
it would be talks, and there would be. I've said this a million times.
I mean, if people went into full-on revolution, I don't think the government has the cojones to just start mowing people down and incarcerate them, because all that's going to do is incite more people to get involved.
But you also got to remember.
Keebler. Hey, did you see Keebler's video?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to talk on my chat.
You gotta see this.
What'd you say, Brian?
My point is, there's the chance that the government's gonna say, okay, we need to save this now. Let's work with them and figure it out. But there is still that potential that they could say, you know what, we're not gonna tolerate this. We're sick of this. Let's just do what we got to do. There's always that chance. Now, how many of the people out there are going to be willing to give up their comfy houses and their TVs and all that stuff?
Not me.
Just to on the off chance that they may not get hurt in this revolution or whatever. Okay, you make up what, about 100 millionth or 380 millionth of the population? You know, I mean, my point is, people, that's why I keep saying this whole auditing public image shit is bad, because we need the people on our side. We want the people to vote to get rid of the bad crap and try to get better something in there. Yeah, I say it all the time. We need a blue-collar president that's worked, that's had to support a family, you know, that hasn't been a silver spoon baby. I think a president that has actually had to work for a living would make a far better president. So, yeah, ever heard of Red Dawn? That's like, yeah, that's nothing. That's a movie. It means nothing. Just like the movie Tomorrow When the War Began. Great movie. It's a movie. The end result is, I think we're going to be better off if we can try to establish new candidates than... Well, I don't know. I haven't studied yet, DC. That's the point. I haven't tried. I haven't looked into it. I'm not a political expert. I've never been good at politics. That's why I don't
have common sense. That's all.
I just say my opinion. This is just my opinion. I just, from what I've seen in history, which I do enjoy, and what I've just looking at other countries and the way they've gone, like look at Singapore, for example. Mm-hmm. Singapore was like the worst country in the world, or one of them. They were horrible. And now look at them. All of a sudden, they all decided to stop fighting. They voted in a new government. Yes, they do have stricter laws than us, absolutely. But they are the cleanest country in the world now. They have more millionaires per capita than any other country in the world now. And they're still getting better. Well, so your solution then is let's all show up at Washington with some guns and some bombs and stuff instead? Blow it all up, then what?
I said sit down. I say everybody sit down.
No,
kind
I'm
of like
talking
what the truckers are doing.
I was looking in the chat. Land Lee is saying ballots, what a joke and all that. Guess what? There's no alternative. Because you go in there, you blow up the government, you take over the government or whatever. There's a revolution. Yay, we win. Now what? There's no government anymore because you just revolutionized. You still have to establish a new government.
Here's how I look at it. A bunch of people are probably going to die.
But
because if the government kills us,
would you let me finish my thought?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's say there's a revolution and we take over the government and you're going to put a new one in. Okay, first off, you have to establish a new government, which means you still have to figure out who's going to be the damn president or whatever, because you have to have a government of some sort. Somebody has to run the military. We collect the taxes to pay for the military. All those things, because guess what? Without a military, we have no protection. Without protection, North Korea comes in and does the little dance from Asmar's favorite little video on our soil.
You know they're allowing their citizenry to start businesses now, right?
No, I don't. But that has nothing to do with what I'm saying, though. My point is, no matter what, it's still a tough situation. The way I see it, the lesser of all the evils right now is to try to find better candidates and vote them in. So, until such time as that happens...
Deal with it.
Yeah, well, I just don't think that storming the castle in any way, shape, or form is going to work out to America's benefit. That's my opinion.
I told you, a bunch of people going to have to die. No matter how you say, oh, we write our new government, that's what they want. They want the new blue world order. But if they stop feeding us, the government kills us. Everybody's going to be like, the government killed the people. If we stand up with guns, then it's the people gave the government the right to kill us. Then the government wins. They can start a new government and they get to kill us. So the only way we can win is to sit down like the truckers, stop hauling goods, say, fuck it, we'll just park. If everybody did that throughout the whole country, it wouldn't take long. Now, and again, the problem is pharmaceutical drugs.
No,
that's the main. That'd be more dangerous than not having food. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. It's just I'm looking at the chat at the same time, and Raz, I also agree this now isn't working. I agree 100%, absolutely. First off, people need to get over this whole "my vote is my secret," because then everybody's like, "Who did you vote for?" I'm not telling you. Well, then nobody knows who voted for who. So now we don't know if the right person was actually voted in or if it was tampered with. I think it should be.
That was public information.
It should be open votes where every single solitary vote is openly counted, name and all, so that everybody knows who voted for who and how many votes that person got. Because I don't think that this whole, like, how many times have we gone over this? Florida lied about the votes, or, whatever state brought up dead people for votes, and, and then everybody's like, well, I'm not telling you who I voted for. It's a big secret. Why is it a big secret? Who cares? If everybody knows who voted for who, then we know that person got the right amount of votes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that this is bad, too. The way it is now is not working. Absolutely.
What's up, Sci-Fi Bro, the video guy?
We only have so many options. So, if everybody sat down, like Poor Dirt Farmer said, and demanded a better way of doing it, okay, then they'll be forced to come up with a better way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But storming the castle is not going to work. I'm just tired of seeing that.
Well, we get to find out what they do to Canada. If they come in there and strong arm their ass out of there because they're now under what they call a state of emergency, which means they can clear their streets for the sake of the people, because they're holding up progress up in there and making noise and all the bullshit. They took their $10 million away. Said it was only 6.7.8 or something. It was 11. But either way, they stole that. So now they're using that Bitcoin shit fucking Asmar was talking about. They got pages set up for that to donate to the truckers. So they're still trying to hang in there. But what's the government going to do? That's the next move on them. And if you look at these videos, these live videos, they're starting to see more and more groups of cops walking down the sidewalks. They're infiltrating. They're going to start getting their positions. Then once they have so many cops, it's totally surrounded. The big dogs come in with the RVs and tell them, leave.
Jason, are you still there?
Yep.
Take a look over and look at my new video I just dropped.
Yeah, Raz, I know. We've had this conversation 1,000 times. It's worked 3 times. Years and years and years and years and years ago. Prior to things like tanks and drones and ARs. I mean...
Hey, what's up, Nikki?
Did you win? Was you over there playing?
What?
Jason?
What's this?
Over at AAPs.
No. I had to go pick up the wife and kids. Holy fuck, you should see the roads. There's like some spots where the water's like a foot deep. We got 6 feet of snow or 8 feet of snow everywhere, and it's +3 degrees. Everything's melting and it's raining.
Oh, yeah, we did that yesterday here, Jason. It was 41 degrees here. And I've got 6 feet of snow sticking out in the yard.
Yep. They got a shitload of the intersections closed down because you ain't driving through it.
No, because it can't work, Raz. I firmly, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, believe it will not work. Sorry, I don't believe it will work by today's standards. Oh, jeez. Saw something out of the corner of my eye, wondering what the hell it was. It's the turtle picking up the damn bubbler in the tank again. He likes to play with it for some reason. But at any rate, no.
But I mean, hang on a second, Brian. What's the point of the Second Amendment?
What do you mean?
I mean, why did they add the Second Amendment in the Constitution?
Okay, here we go with this again. Yes, it was written 220 some odd years ago. When the freaking...
So it's not relevant?
Do I think it's relevant in terms of Do I think it's relevant in terms of citizens today picking up their home-owned pea shooters against a drone? Yeah, I think it's irrelevant. Do I think it's irrelevant in protecting my family? No.
You know what's going to happen if we were to be invaded or taken over? We would all go down to the armory and load up with weaponry, tanks, armored vehicles, and the like.
You really think that's going to happen?
No, I'm saying that. Okay, so if we get invaded, what are we supposed to do? What is the National Guard and those that are already in the military? That's their order. Go to the National Guard. Go to your base. Go to your post.
And
go to the armory.
That's all.
We have armories across our country, and if shit popped off and we got taken over, yeah, that's where you should probably go if you're able to fight. If you go gear up.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing to do. You really think that would actually happen? If there was no command structure of any kind.
Do you not think that the majority of citizens, if we were if they felt like we were taking over and shit's hitting the fan and things like that, that they wouldn't go to the armory and gear up to take care of business? They wouldn't need a centralized command structure. Everybody would hold down the fort where they're at, and those that are closest to wherever. And I've had people, and seeing we're dealing in likelihoods here. Do I think the likelihood of that happening? No, but it could, is all I'm saying.
Sure. There's probably a 0.5% chance that might happen.
Oh, no, I think more than that.
Do I think that people run out and want to defend this country? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Do I think it will work? Not at all. Do you really think if China or Korea or any of them are coming in here, or even freaking Canada was going to try to take us over, that they're just going to come storming in and fight hand to hand? No, they're going to be sending bombers up 20,000 or 15,000 feet in the air and blow up as much as they can first. So,
well-armed militia. We would form militias, just like we always have.
It's just, personally, I don't think that this is not Red Dawn. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. It might happen in one or two little towns or whatever, but do I think the entire country would come together and be able to work together to fight off a nuclear power that would be more than happy to drop some nukes on us as long as most of the ground is safe?
You think that they would even get a chance to get a nuke over here?
If there was no command structure and there was no military, yes.
Well, but a command structure, dude, you would have people still in the missile silos. You're acting as, I think, under the premises, though, if the government broke down, everybody would just go home. All the missile silos and the DEFCON shit would just fucking go home and be empty, and then be able for anybody just to throw some nukes over and walk in. No, that would absolutely never happen.
Okay, well, then you and I disagree, because assuming that there was some mighty revolution where the entire government was torn apart and taken down, that's what I'm going by, is that whole premise that the government was dismantled. If the government were dismantled, no, I do not believe that the few people remaining in their bunkers instead of being with their families are going to be able to fend off an entire strike against a structured enemy.
Yeah.
No,
I just don't. I don't think your premises, though, that our missile silos and defense mechanisms would just be outright abandoned. That would never happen. I mean, you'd have to have a zombie strike or some crazy virus or some other horse shit.
You see, I can never have an opinion without people stomping their feet and storming out.
Hang on, I'm listening.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, did somebody else get upset?
Every time I try it, Raz and I have been debating for years, and every time this comes up, I'm not allowed to have a side without him just getting pissed off at me. I'm just saying, if that, it's not happening right now. People say it's happening right now. It's happening in our street. No, it's not. Yeah, I know, DC, I agree. I'm just trying to say, worst case scenario, should this happen, I mean, for all we know, these other countries may decide, hey, here's our chance. Let's work together to take out America while we can and get that land before they do restructure themselves.
How are they going to get this land? I mean, how does that even work? I mean, let me ask you a question, Brian. Do you believe we live in a democracy or a republic?
I believe that I think it's too muddied.
Too muddied?
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty clear.
We're supposed to be living in a democracy where we all vote for who we want in. We're supposed to control the government. We're supposed to be the ones that hire our government. They're supposed to work for us.
We don't live in a democracy. We don't live in a republic. We live in the best elements of the both. Our founding fathers had the wherewithal to know that a pure democracy is dangerous. A pure republic is dangerous. History has proven this, and so they took the elements of both and combined them.
Okay,
that's why we have states' rights. Hey, look at the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the function of our government.
You can believe in that fantasy
states'
all
rights,
you want.
bro. Hang on, why do we have an electoral college then? Why do we have states' rights?
Do you really?
Think if the government broke down, you don't think each individual state would be able to stand on its own?
No, not all of them. I think a few, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the scenario you're envisioning just is so.
No, my scenario is based on this whole. I see every day in chats. We need to overthrow the government. They need to be completely dismantled. Blah blah blah.
No, that's just people glowing, bro. Those are glowies.
But
that's
who I'm addressing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. There's some people come around. I'm not looking at the chat right now or anything about anybody. But yeah, people do come rolling in, glowing. Like, look at the January 6th things. We now know that Trump was still in the middle of his rally. All right, that rally hadn't ended, and even then, it was a 20-something minute walk from where they were having the rally. If you look on 4chan, you can go back and look at the history of it. A week or so before, they put out a happening. Everybody get to DC, and then now we have the warrant list and videos of this old dude glowing hard. We gotta storm that place and do this and that, and the day of we got to storm in there and do this and that, and all of a sudden he was an FBI person of interest and had a warrant to pick him up for questioning. Next day he was removed from the list. Nobody's seen him since.
Yeah, well, that's all fine and dandy. That's not what I'm talking about.
That thing was a whole setup. This whole thing about storming the Capitol and all that shit, when you have people talking about that, 99% of the time they're glowing. They're probably a shill. They're probably a paid per line shill. We got a lot of shills around here.
There's a lot of people.
But there's more shills.
Oh my God, dude, shut up. Well, I'm trying to say there's a lot of people that I personally have talked to for years that say that. These are the type of people that I've had debates with 100 freaking times.
Okay. Yeah, and
that I'm talking about, that I'm addressing, that. Yes, I know the people will fight hard. I will fight tooth and nail to save whatever I can for me and mine. Absolutely. I also agree that, there will be people that go to the armories and arm up and all that. But in those scenarios that these people want to talk about with dismantling the entire freaking government, and just
that's some blowhard shit.
But it's just these people that think the freaking Constitution is perfect and there's nothing wrong with it at all. And the Constitution can do no wrong. Everything about it is right. It was written 220 some odd years ago. I'm sorry, but
you can't say that the Constitution being around. That was 20 years ago or 200 years ago, and so therefore its relevancy isn't what it is. Case law doesn't always, doesn't play into that. The Constitution was a divinely inspired document. All right. And it must be sustained and upheld against challenges from within and from without the United States. And it's our strong duty participated in the political process and served in armed forces so that the thing you're talking about doesn't happen. The only way what's going to happen is if everybody just sits on their hands. It ain't going to matter. Go home. Don't vote. Don't do anything. Don't get involved. Just let them take over. That's pretty much, what we're dealing with. I think some people expressing their frustrations about the government, things like that, that's one thing. The people in the very extreme fringe that actually want to do some glow hard shit like that, I think is a different.
Well, either way, I don't believe in divine inspired anything, so that right there goes out the window with me. But the fact of the matter is that nothing is perfect, especially something made by man. So, do I think that the Constitution itself is perfect and the founding fathers were infallible? No, absolutely not. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it covers a lot of bases, but there are far too many loopholes in it that even to this day people try to take advantage of. And
sure, yeah.
I see it every day in these freaking chats with everything right down to the dumbest freaking right to travel bullshit. Even right down to that, it's like it's a loophole they're trying to find in the freaking Constitution. It's like, yeah, you got the right to travel. You got 2 damn legs. There you go. Start traveling. Has nothing to do with a damn motor vehicle on a public roadway. It's just crap like that. Do I think it would benefit from being more specific in some areas? Yes. That's what I mean. But you got some people that talk as if there's absolutely no way anything could possibly be wrong with it at all. I don't agree with that. Just like I don't agree with people calling themselves constitutional activists supporting the constitutional law.
That's fucked up.
Wow. This guy.
I don't believe the people that say they support constitutional law and the Constitution and this and that, and then they go and they break laws. And they're like, well, it's not a law I support. How does that work? You support some laws but not others, and that's okay? What was fucked up?
Me?
No, Porter Farmer. He popped in and said, that's fucked up, and then he muted.
No, I said that's fucked up. I'm just looking at...
Yeah, that was him. That wasn't me.
A channel
deaf guy, remember?
Channel that I used to watch because they walk around the city. It's called Ottawa Walks. He used to walk around in 4K. His average video would get 200 to 400 views, over the span of a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Now with what's going on there, he's live right now. He's making a killing because, of course, you know what he's recording. He's got 12,000 people watching him live right now, and his fucking he's getting rich off this shit. He's smart.
Yeah, well, my friend
everybody's sending him money in support of this from all across the world, but this guy is not out here for that. He just normally walks around and records shit.
My friend Stunt Dummy the other day, I looked at his channel, and just in less than 4 days, he had grown by over 5,000 subs, and he was getting like 3,000 or 4,000 viewers.
You could change the title of this live right now and call it Live Ottawa Raw Footage. Let's talk about it, and I'm sure you'd have an extra 5,000 people jump in the next few hours.
Yeah, but that hasn't happened for people like Epic.
Yeah, what's he doing wrong?
I have no idea, because I figured he would have been huge about it.
Oh, see, that's again, too, you got to know how to set your shit up before you go live. If you put all the right words in.
Yeah, well, I thought about it, actually.
And stuff like that. Like, there's a way to make your channel big if you...
I thought about it, doing a stream about that, but it's like, I'm not allowed to voice my opinion on it even a little bit without getting freaking 900 people jumping down my throat saying I'm wrong for my opinion.
Well, that's why you got to do it like this guy. He's not even talking. He's just walking around and filming.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of sort of in New York.
I know.
There's that little dilemma.
Don't just restream his stream. He won't know.
Yeah, right. 13,000 people. Somebody's going to tell him.
Somebody might say, "Hey, how come you're live over here?"
So, see, this is why I hate getting in these freaking discussions, because people sit there and tell me I'm wrong or this or that. It's like, no, these are my opinions. These are my views based on what I know and what I've seen and what I've studied. Nobody is 100% right.
Here, give me the wrong answer. What is 2 plus 2?
17.
Now you are wrong.
Nuh-uh.
Then I can tell you you're wrong. When you give me one of your opinions, and
with enough beer, you'll tell me I'm right.
I can't say you're wrong. I could say my opinion is that.
Yeah, I heard about that, Nevaeh, but I didn't see it. The streams were so long. See you later, Mitten. I love Stunt Dummy's channel for what it really is. His father and him own a junkyard. Hey, Gas, long time no see, man. If you guys love artwork, and lately he's been making gems. He does, like, putting the facets like a diamond type, only not with diamonds. Honest Gas is your man. He used to be an auditor. He actually used to go out with James Freeman. But he was actually one of the first people to, quote-unquote, walk away, and told me many years ago that I should do the same. Back then, I didn't listen. We used to argue all the time. I used to tell him he was nuts. I told him he was wrong. All right, Nevaeh, thanks. But yeah, Stunt Dummy's channel, man. I don't know if you've ever watched it for what it is, but they build crazy machines, him and his dad. And they've actually been on Canadian and American TV with their insane machines. They built like a trike out of frickin' 44-inch super swampers.
Yeah, I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, Stunt Dummy's freaking awesome, man. He built himself a home office out of a grain silo. Yeah, but you still did, Gas. I mean, how many people have kind of tried to ride the James Freeman coattails?
Not me.
Even James Freeman doesn't call himself an auditor anymore. He calls himself an entertainer and a news journalist, And he flat out says he does stuff for money. At least he's honest. Bao, too. At least he's honest. I mean, I don't agree with him, but at least he's honest.
Well, I like the way he built his page. He got his one page up fucking huge, and then he knew he'd probably lose it if he kept doing it. So he switched over and started a new page and switched that one over. Was it home is where you park it? He made his big page.
Oh, Freeman, yeah.
Yeah, then he's built 2 or 3 pages since then by switching over like that.
Yeah, well, him and I were friends until we had a falling out over the big C virus and, what he said and my disagreeing with him about it. So ever since then, he doesn't call me his friend, so. Hey, Ace, thanks for coming.
Why can't people have disagreements? Why can't people have disagreements and still be friends?
I don't know.
Figure that out.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't get it either. I see it all the time. People they end up hating each other and unsubbing and all that. It's like I tell people all the time. I argue with you more than anybody else. I mean, I don't say we're friends. I say we tolerate each other, but I think that's pretty good.
Well, you get friendly with someone. It takes a long time to make friends.
Right, but we tolerate each other.
Well, you're friendly, yeah. You try to be friendly. I mean, as friendly as you can be without driving each other's house and driving through each other's house.
Yeah, you better say hi to Miss Drama Dome before she whoops you.
Oh, I can't even see the chat, dude. You got us blocked.
You heard me say hi, Ace, and I don't have it blocked. It's not there to begin with.
You can't light them up or we can see them in the screen?
My StreamYard is not connected to YouTube in any way.
Yeah.
So, no, I can't.
Well, I'm still in YouTube jail till the 5th of April, so I'm not here either.
Well, either way, now you know she's there, so you better say hi before she whoops you.
How are you, Ace? Well, I got rid of what's his name. I went over there to the other room, so he thinks I'm over there. So he muted this mic, went over there. So now he's not here no more. You notice how I ditched him?
Oh, well, I was about to shut this down anyways because I got stuff I got to take care of. So I was only planning on going live for an hour, so I figured 50 other people would be going live around 6. But
well, man, I'll tell you what, they're getting crazy up there in Canada. I'm telling you, they're
I know.
Get dangerous.
Jason was just talking about a guy he knows up there.
Oh yeah.
So the guys, I guess he used to only have like 200 viewers, and now he's got 13,000.
That's all he does.
All those boys.
He just walks around, shows people the city, goes into a store, walks back out. There's pretty well one in every city. I see one in Toronto. Toronto walks. That's all he does. He just walks around and records.
DC, it takes some earning.
I'm everywhere. What do you mean?
DC Accuracy said, I want to be a favorite to Miss Drama Dome.
No
you got to earn it, man.
Chocolate bars and flowers, DC.
I've already got her plane ticket pre-purchased, man. She's just got to say when she's coming and one click away.
Give her half of that pig you just shot.
Florida or Canada? Which one would she pick? Beaches,
I think she's going for Florida, Jason. Sorry.
No, I got a beautiful island down here.
It's covered in snow 8 months out of the year.
Well, 4 months is nice. Come on, man.
Dude, I can't believe you don't have a big badass snowmobile.
We got a big bridge too.
Oh yeah, honest gas. I'm telling you, man, you should see it now. You're way out of the loop as far as the drama stuff, man. It gets crazy.
Hey, my buddy lives up in upper state New York, and he's got this fucking snowmobile. It's got like a crotch rocket motor on it. You know what I mean? Like the super fucking motorcycle motors. Hayabusa fucking motors and shit. They got Hayabusa fucking snowmobiles. What the fuck? Could you imagine riding around with some shit like that?
Dude, I seen a freaking snowmobile with a V8 in it. It was literally one of those. The guy got on it and goosed it and did almost a full backflip. Got all tore up. It was the first time he ever tried to drive it. I'm pretty sure there's a video on it somewhere, but he literally just goosed it. And it just hit a little bit of snow and went up and almost a backflip. Jason, smart ass. So is anybody else going to go live? Because seriously, I got stuff I got to do. So, I mean, I'll listen in to somebody else's.
I'm already in another live right now at the same time, dude. What the fuck?
What live?
Are they all fighting yet?
Slow burners.
Oh, what's going on over there now? Damn, he didn't tell me he was going live.
No, what happened was I came here, right? So, you see Authority Check. He ain't here, right? He's over there talking. Aren't you, Authority Check? You here yet? Well, I wanted to ditch him, so I went into the panel over there. So then he followed me over there, so I came back here. So now I'm not there.
Everybody on your panel is already on that panel.
Huh?
See, it's like, no wonder my freaking viewer dropped. I'm like, what the heck?
Well, I fucking got rid of him, so I did out of here. Cost $5 to get rid of him first time. I got rid of him second time by going live or going up on their panel.
Bow is still around, Gas.
You still here? No, so he's over there.
Either way, I guess everybody go to Slow Burners since he's already freaking live over there. I didn't know he was going live, or I would have killed it then.
Well, you see how I can get rid of people?
It's like I modded Slow Burner and he left.
I ain't taught him how to do it yet there, Jason. That's just wrong, man. That's fucked up.
Yes.
Look.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I see a blur.
His name says Poor Dirt Farmers Kick Fund.
No problem, DC. I mean, I hope it helps at all. In the interim, thanks to the super chats, Jason and PDF, and thanks for everybody coming in and hanging out. And
in the Cash App tip.
Oh yeah, that $1, Jason. Yeah, man, that was the shit.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna shut it down. So I'll
right,
talk with everybody later.
About 6 months, you'll have enough to get your first $100.
Yep.
Yeah.